tell you something, Linda. I haven't even opened mine yet, so I'm waiting for mine. Yeah, I want it to be pristine. I want to open it like
look at this.
No, well, wait. At least save it for the show so the people can see.
Y'all are gonna have so much fun washing that off.
Now that's what I worry.
Coconut oil.
That's what I worry. I do have coconut oil that I made the popcorn in the other night, but
I don't.
Use
I got
some of that.
We'll talk about it in a minute. All right, here we go. Welcome to Matt. Jesus.
Good morning, Jaffe.
Good morning. I did take a nap today. That's not inaccurate. That's not a goddamn lie. I'm waiting for something to show up in the mail, but first we must open the doors of the madhouse. Look at all these delightful people. I see Toe Beans, Timmy Doom, Da Vinci, Frisky Beaver. That's hot. King TL, of course. Blind Eye, Necro, Marbled Rye, Angel Pallies. Who'd I leave out? Well, here we go. Bunny, get those guns warmed up and ready to go. Here we go, baby. Let's pull it. And go, Bunny. Go, Bunny. Go.
I'm doing it.
Goddamn right. Well, maybe there we come on now. There we go. My hotkeys fucked up. There we go. You goddamn right. We got our big superstar Solar Edge with his, what is that from? Final Fantasy VIII. And we are now officially still fucked up in the windows, but welcome to Madhouse. Wait for the ghost to drop. Come on, baby. And I'm going to hold my breath till he drops. Die, you fucker. There you go. All right, now, what is that sound? Oh, it's Tech Protect coming with a very outdated gurney that still has Canty on it and Mono on it. I am going to update that tomorrow. I did a bunch of editing today. Wow, we have a boob window for Bunny. If you look in the it's, I want to go in the madhouse, Pa. Why do you want to go in there for? It's scary, boy. No, look at that window up there, Pa. You stay here, boy. I'll check it out. Welcome to Madhouse. Here we go. Boom. It is good to see everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Madhouse. I'm Jaffe. That's Bunny. That's Tech down there. And okay, Tech says he's very energized tonight. What's got you so goddamn energized?
Your daughter beat me.
I love that. I love that for her. That's what. Hey, listen. It's what happened to Tina Turner. Got a hit album out of it. So
Yeah, true.
How it works.
Your daughter was like, "I'm strong, Tech Protect. I'm a strong gal," and I was like,
okay.
"Yeah, sure." You're like 100 pounds soaking wet. She's like, "No, trust me, I am." And I was like, "Let's tussle." And I was like, "All right, I'll do one-handed." Like then a little push competition. She fucking tore my arm out.
Good for her. But that makes you excited and aggressive? I mean, you got...
Oh, dude. The thing is, like, I'm always in constant pain. No tiny piano music. So, like, a new pain is like a, wow, dude, we're feeling something new, brand new.
His bones are made of paper and his skin is made of glass.
And his heart is made of love for nothing but the sass and the lass. Well, that's good. I'm glad you have a lot of energy. Bunny, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
Good. Bunny accused me on the Twitter of being full of sass tonight. I don't know why. I know why, because you said that I was talking about tonight's topic, and I said we're going to talk about near-death experiences tonight, and I said that at first I was going to dive deep, and we're going to talk about some stuff we've seen on the internet, and we got a great email from a viewer that we're going to talk about with his father. But then I said, but I'm also kind of having a bit of an existential crisis that comes from researching a lot of this stuff. And instead of going, oh, my dear friend, I'm sorry about that. I feel for you. That's very, you're like, you're full of sass tonight. Or you called it raw sass. I won't be sassy.
Yeah, it was raw sass. I felt it.
You did feel it.
It was thick.
It was, oh, baby, it was directed. What's going on? We were ignoring Tech. Nobody's paying attention to Tech. What's up, Tech?
He's here.
Yeah. What's up, buddy? What's happening down there on the bottom of the screen there? No, it was thick. I am having a great existential crisis that I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about. I'm a little sad. I'm a little disappointed only because I ordered, and it should be coming tonight during the show, but we don't have it yet. But after talking to you guys and talking to the chat last night, I ordered these things that go up your nose, not cocaine, the vapor inhaler, because I feel, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I look, my blood pressure's fine. I've been to the doctor. I'm tired a lot lately. So if I just keel over in the next couple of weeks of a heart attack, you'll know, oh, Jaffe was going. Well, I'm not. Oh, now you care. Before you can insult my existential crisis, now you
I don't
can.
want you to
Die,
get
Jaffe.
dead.
I don't plan on dying. I'm gonna wait, Kim.
Chat.
Wait, hang
One's
on.
in the chat if you want Jaffe to live. Two's if you think.
I
heart attacks are
plan
gonna
on
go.
living, and look, people have heart attacks all the time now, and it's no big deal. I'm just saying that I feel really tired, but it also might be a little depression. That's the truth, because today I usually take Concerta in the morning. People don't care. Shut up. This is what happens when you get old. You start talking about the medicine and what you're. Well, it's true. I know people make fun of old people because of that, but it's true because it's the most fascinating thing in the world to watch your body fall apart in real time.
You're barely
Oh.
old.
I know I'm barely
you
old.
know.
Oh, I saw this guy on Joe Rogan. We're going to show tonight. I looked him up because I'm like, that guy looks fit. I want to be as fit as that guy. And I'm like, but he's got to be like 42. He's like 65. I could get fit. I could get fit. In fact, Tech and I discussed a way today of how the chat can help me get fit later. Not tonight, not this week, but
Wink?
Wink? No, I don't mean that. But somebody in the chat says, though, the sexual tension. Kim says last night the sexual tension was insane. Between who? There was sexual tension last night?
It was between me and myself.
Oh, yeah. That was just Tech masturbating.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Out of her pants.
I'm on this Concerta shit, which is great. It's for my ADD, but I'm out of it, and it's it's Schedule 1 drug, so you have to wait for the first of the month. So I've been replacing it with Ritalin. And I forgot to take my afternoon Ritalin, and now it's starting to kick in because I have taken it. That shit, you start fucking with your brain, and if you don't ease yourself off it, it'll put you into a goddamn K-hole. Not an actual K-hole. That's very, very different. Anyway, the point is, Leave It to Bubby is here. If I do have a heart attack, I can die now happily because she is my true love. Damon says take Vyvanse. I used to take Vyvanse. I don't ever. There's no Vyvanse is better. Damien says, I was on Vyvanse. I liked it, but I like Concerta a lot more. But anyway, I picked up the vapor inhalers because I just want to try them. And they should be coming tonight during the show. And I don't know, it's pathetic. I'm excited. I'm an old man. I'm old enough that that's exciting for me. Most people are like, what's coming in from Amazon? Ooh, the fuzzy handcuffs or the weird lotion or the thing from Big Dragon. I got my vapors coming. I am not, you know what? Shut up. You get over here. I'll show you how vanilla I am, sweetheart. I am not
Hello?
Oh my God. There he is. Look at him cock blocking me. Look at that pussy cock blocking me. I swear to you. Don't you talk to my mama that way. Fine. Yeah. JSD, always good to see you. Papa J, was great hearing you on Stelly. It was great being back on Stelly. I had a great time with those guys. I always love going over there. Damn You Kid says, I don't know how those will help unless you have sinus congestion. Well, I don't know, because the ad made it kind of feel like you'd be all like, whoo, and I want to make your head pop off. Now, listen, we're going to get to stories. We're going to get to some great news of the weird. I do want to tell you what's up on deck tonight and how we make money, but we only make money if you have a good time. And so we hope these are things that you will like to take out and put in your vagina, butthole, or in your urethra, or just pay for them. 0 out of $50. When we get $50 in Super Chats tonight, we will pop the wheel. For every $5 you spend, here's how it's going to work. Listen now, Farnsworth's going to be in the chat saying, that's too complicated. Here's the deal. Our emotes are getting a little dated. Okay, we got a couple new ones, but we're going to start giving emotes away on the wheel. So for every $5 you get on the wheel, you also contribute to opening the wheel at $50. So if you spend $10 and the wheel isn't open yet, when it opens, you'll be on the wheel. But we'll open it. You guys are amazing. So
We'll open it.
We'll spin it. Whoever wins gets to pick an emote. Tell us what you want. We'll make it. It'll be for an entire week. So we're giving away 5 emotes over the course of the next 5 days, and that will allow us to freshen up our emotes and also allow you guys to have custom emotes, whatever you want, as long as they don't break terms of service. Now, the second door, the green, we have already popped it. JSD has popped it. So we are going to, thank you, buddy. Or started drinking early tonight, JST. I see, that's good. I appreciate it, bud. Bunny needs what do we got to buy for Bunny Tech?
New pair of heels?
No, come on, give her something cool and sexy like a clown. She needs a new rubber nose.
Another knockout bat.
Yeah, or a little flower that squirts water.
Or a ravenous dog.
Excellent. Well, listen, JSD, you're doing the Lord's work. We appreciate it very much. That red door has been popped like a goddamn cherry at the senior prom. Now, what that means now, though, Tech, put JSD on the wheel. How many times?
10 times. It's
10 times, and we're going to spin the wheel at the end. So if you want a chance to get an emote on the first night of emote giveaways, it's $5, name on the wheel. Now, well, Jaffe, Jesus Christ, JSD's kind of blown the wad. No, he hasn't. He's got a very short refractory period. But here's the deal. Thank you, buddy. Seriously. But here's the deal, though. The cellar opens at 100. What, may you ask, is the cellar? The cellar is an extra hour or probably more, you know us, of content where we go down into the basement of the cellar and we continue to broadcast. It's a different stream. This will end. We're going to do a tight 2 hours on Madhouse from now on. This will end, and then we... Oh, my God, that cat. If you don't...
I know, he's being the devil today.
He wants to be a streamer more than Tech does. Tech says he doesn't want to be on camera, but you know he does. But here's the deal.
Can we get a cat cam on this show? Because I'll like a cat cam.
We should get pet cams. But listen, anyway, tight 2 hours. So the cellar is going to be broadcast on this YouTube channel afterwards, but it will be Discord, which means everyone can hang out. We'll take calls. It'll be a much more casual thing if we get the cellar door open, and we need to because a tornado's coming, y'all. We got to get down in the cellar where we can hang out as pals. We'll do some jigsaw puzzles. We'll play some games. We'll talk about whatever you want. We'll take your calls. And then the final thing, before we tell them what it is, the gold door, it may be too rich for our blood domain, and I appreciate that. But look what Tech has, and look what your old Papa Jaffe has. That is oil-based makeup. Now, I know you've seen me make myself up like a clown before. I know you masturbate to it. I don't blame you. But the point is that if we get into the cellar and we get the gold door in the cellar open, Tech and I will have a makeup off, which means you guys get to pick the theme. Bunny guides us, and at the end of the cellar, Tech and I will have full-on makeup. It can be whatever theme you want. Superheroes. It can be tigers. We don't give a fuck. It can be racist. It can't be racist people.
Can't be racist.
The point is, then you guys will vote, and we'll put them on glasses. We'll release a glass, and you'll love it, and you'll masturbate into it. All right. How much for Sharpie makeup? Listen, Willie Farnsworth, my understanding is this is going to be a bitch if we do this, because this is not the water paint. This is oil paint.
It's a tough one.
I have nothing to get this off my fucking face. I'm going to go to bed in this, and I'll probably wake up and do a stream with this, probably, because I'm getting it off. I assume eventually it'll just flake off, but I don't fucking know. Okay.
K-Nubs a $5 Def Need K-Nubs emote, so I agree.
Thank
King
you so
TL
much.
$10 Tech Protect. I love King TL.
Is King TL, though, King TL's not stick, right?
No.
Because King
It's
TL calls in and he insults me as well. So sticking him
as
always
deserved.
Not as deserved. I'm a very nice young gentleman. I don't know why he's got beef with me. I always thought we were pals. But anyway, listen. Okay, so we're gonna talk tonight about we're gonna talk about some UFO shit. We're gonna talk about an amazing event that went down this week, Memorial Day weekend, which China doesn't celebrate, but this happened in China. It is the future of sports. It is awesome. I want to go see this, and I imagine this in a couple of years. We're going to talk about some weird Hollywood props that have just been auctioned off, and one that failed to sell, which breaks my fucking heart. And then our big topic tonight is NDEs, and we're also going to talk about weird shenanigans going on at the Denver airport. So before we do any of that, though, I was going to make this a door and do this for the chat, but it's way too expensive, and we're terrible at mailing things out. K-Nubs still is waiting for his unicorn meat, and that one guy is waiting for his design document, Tech. We need to really get on that.
That's okay. Instead of unicorn meat, I can send you a dick pic. Let me know in chat.
No, that's Anthony. No, this is different.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, listen.
Anthony's dick pic.
You goddamn right. Strange thing. Yeah, Philip says strange things are afoot at the Circle K. This is interesting. King TL and Stick are best buds on the Discord. They were going to do a elaborate plan. Maybe that's why I conflate the two gentlemen. Oh, Ember is going to want to call in, Noirbert, because we are going to talk about an atheist that became a Christian pastor after his near-death experience, which kind of seems strange to me, but I'm sure he believes it. But before we do any of that, I have to show you this because I know there's nothing new about what I'm going to show you. We've all seen online claw machines before. This one's in America, and what I was going to do is I was going to let you guys do it, and if we won the prize, we'd send it to you. Calvin won a prize today when he was just testing it out. The problem is you got to pay a lot to play, and then it's like $20 to ship to me, and then I got to pay probably $15 to ship to you, and it didn't make any sense. So Calvin and I just fucked around with it today, and we're down to our last credit. So what I will let the chat do is what prize should I go for? There's all kinds of types. There's one here that I like quite a bit, but it's up to you guys. Hot girls kneeling on your desk is the subject. Have you done one of these before, Bunny? Have you played one of these before?
I haven't. I've seen it. I've seen like ads for it, but I've never done it.
Yeah, it is a real, honest to goodness
So
claw
interesting.
machine somewhere in America, and I say, and they have them all over the world, but these are in America because a lot of them it's in Japanese. It's hard to sign up for the website, and you buy gems, and it's $25 gems to play per quarter, basically, which I don't know what that amounts to, probably like $6, $7, $8, because you get like 5. So. But anyway, and there's a little bit of latency. It's a little bit weird, but I got one more play and I figured I'd do it with you guys. So do we want to try the sexy ladies kneeling on your desk? Because if we get fortunate and if we win, it will go back in the back. Ricky says I wasted over $200 on one of those trying to win an RC car. I mean, yeah, we did win one. You want the Hatsune Miku statue? Why would I want that? This one?
Yeah.
Right,
Katsune Miku.
Yeah, that's true. Becky wanted to go to those in New York. It's a Japanese. This one might be a Otaku House. Oh, these are really big, though. These might be hard to grab. I'll defer to you guys. You guys tell me. Let's do it and move on to the actual topics. But I do want to try one. But Calvin got I don't know what they're called, like Calvin? What was the name of that thing you won on the claw machine? Miffy? Yeah. Something called a Miffy. It's like a little stuffed fucking thing. Oh. Yeah. You know what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a Tengu.
Hello Kitty thing.
All right. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try the girl on your desk. I don't give a shit. I was waiting for a consensus, but everybody's,
Yeah, you need that problem.
You know what, Sassy? Shut the fuck up.
It caught your eye. It caught your eye, and I feel like that means something.
You're probably right. Here we go. It's my turn. The game will start. No, it's very late. Oh, shit. We're so fucked. Okay.
Jeffy, do you still have a Patreon?
Shh, be quiet. Concentrating. Oh, shit. I overshot my shot. Because there's a latency there, and you got to I'm fucked.
You got it.
No, I don't got shit, dude.
I believe in you.
Come on now. Come on. Oh, shit! Shit!
Jeffy, do you have a Patreon still?
I do have a Patreon, but it's kind of not, I don't do anything on it.
I feel like they should have gave a different claw for
one in the chat if you want me to try again. Why would you trust they would send you a prize? Because they will. Because it's a thing. I don't know.
It's the internet.
It's the internet. It's a real thing. Should I buy more gems or no? I don't want to bore the chat. If we want to move on, we'll move on. Tech, you're the producer. Is this good or...
Move on, Jeffy.
All right, move on. Maybe we'll do some... Well, look at all the ones.
All right, they want another one, but that's your money.
I don't mind the money. I mind the boring the audience. You have to decide.
It's fun.
No, they like it, but it's your money.
I got excited.
Well,
it feels like a sport.
I didn't think it was your money, Tech. I know I'm spending the money. Okay, I'm going to buy...
Sometimes you forget. You're a little forgetful guy.
You're a little whimsical fuckstick. Hang on now. Okay.
Wish I was a fuckstick.
I really don't. Okay, buy gems. I really don't. Okay, we're going to buy $20 worth of gems, and then after that, we're going to move on to the top story. Well, not the top story, but we're going to move on to the news of the weird. Here we go. Check out. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Is that the right credit card? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, look at that little... Your Bobo Bosco Brown is sniffing the kitty's butthole.
No, he's not. He's butthole's like tucked under his tail.
You don't know where his
Bosco's
damn.
just
You don't know where
sniffing
his.
the area.
You don't know where his damn butthole is. Oh, look at him.
I've seen him.
He's putting his hand. He's fisting that cat now. Look at him. Look, I'm not judging him.
He doesn't even have a fist. He has a paw.
Well, he's
Jaffe.
pawing it. He's pawing it. All right, baby. I love you. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I called you baby. Apparently that's transphobic. Sorry, Cal. Sorry, champ. Sorry. What can I call you? Sorry, sport. There we go. Is that better? Anthony, idiot. Okay. I can't believe that. I call everybody baby. And I don't care. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Hey, there's Proto V. They'll send the prize. Trust them. They're just regular men, just innocent men. Good to see you, Proto V. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're going to do this, and then we're going to move on to talking about, oh my God, an amazing discovery over the weekend of an ancient civilization. I am starting to rethink my opinion on ancient civilizations, my friends. But first, let's go for the ladies. Do. All right, here we go. Here we go. And there's sound to this. Here we go. Come on now. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Uh-huh.
No, it's not. You're gonna win now.
Oh, it's I feel the passion.
Uh-huh.
It's like Tetris.
Got it.
My name is Tech Protect, you motherfucker, yeah.
Jacking into that dog.
Everybody wants the doll.
Too far, Jaffe. Aww.
Everybody. Okay, fuck you. Fuck you. Raining on my parade. All right, we'll try another one. We'll try this hot girl. Limited anime noodle stopper. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds pathetically filthy. I got to turn off the music. It's distracting me. I need to be... Oh, look, there's a near automata. Okay, here we go. You're such a nerd. You're such a nerd, Bunny.
I don't know what that is.
You know exactly what that is. I'll teach you. I can fix you, Bunny. Shit, I was flirting with Bunny and I forgot about the latency. God damn it. Jaffe, this is not for you.
You got it. Look.
Aww.
It goes over a cup of ramen? Fuck that. Nobody
Yeah.
needs that bullshit.
What?
There goes your money, Jaffe.
No, why are you talking like that?
It's gone, Jaffe.
Are you doing something
Frank
horrible?
Blasey with 53 months of being a
Okay, whoa. Don't do the racist voice. Your girlfriend is 25% Japanese, you idiot.
Do you think it's the Japanese accent, Jaffe? I'm just a little baby boy.
You sound like you're asking for dim sum. If I
Did you
want
just
some...
win? Whoa!
No, you moron. That's a video.
Oh. Hey, Jaffe, just wanted to tell you I love you, baby. You're the babiest baby that ever babied.
You goddamn
Also,
right.
temporary
You
secretary
goddamn
is the best
right.
Song, baby.
You goddamn...
Latency, baby.
I love you, baby. I love you so much, baby. Or, sorry, bud, champ. All right. I know I should do one of the animal ones, but I want the ladies that kneel on my desk. That's just the kind of guy I am, pal.
Bunny, how are you at kneeling on desks?
Oh my God, please be quiet and stop harassing your coworker.
I'm going to talk about the DMs, Jaffe.
I know, right?
Wait, shh, be quiet. Stop.
You're messing up his focus. Hush. He's got it.
Huh.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Oh,
Bunny's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Come on now.
wait and see, Jaffe.
All right, we're gonna. Hey, butterfly, we appreciate that, buddy. We appreciate very generous gifted membership, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. We're gonna get. I think whoever suggested the stuffed animals. I hate that you're right, but you're fucking right. Here we go. This is not a stuffed animal, but I'm stubborn.
Oh, he can't stop. He can't stop, Bunny.
I'm gonna spend all my gems, and then we're gonna move on to the stories, unless you tell me that we have unless you tell me we have a real problem with holding the audience, and then we'll move on. Look at the little casual cutie anime girl next door. You got to have that for your back wall. Everybody needs that.
The little casual cutie.
Oh my God, you are such a fucking racist fuck.
Look, she got the oval walls. Oh.
Hey, Mish, thank you so much for all your support, buddy, and being a member for 2 months. Little sandwiches.
Thank you.
We very much appreciate it, buddy. Look at little sandwiches, Mish. Mish,
Mish, he'll grant your wish. Thank you, Mish, for giving us food on
oh, look, cute. Here we go.
Oh.
Do.
Mish!
Hang on.
Don't mess up his focus.
Yeah, don't mess up my focus. You sound like Cartman.
I ain't got a smelling salts yet. Calm down.
I know. Oh, Jesus, shut up, man. Please stop. I'm focusing. Okay, come on, Dave. Come on, baby. Sushi go.
Get to.
Fuck this dumb shit.
They're too
Mish, holy shit, you moneybags McGee. Thank you so much, buddy. Did that mean we just opened the green door already or no? It doesn't even matter. Mish, thank you so much for that support, buddy. We really, really, really appreciate the support you give this show. Everybody tell Mish what you would do to him if he was the sexual flavor of your choice and you had 7 minutes in heaven in a closet with him. I want to know, and I'll read the most saucy ones. Thank you, Mish. I'm going back for the girl. Mish has inspired me to sort of go for my dreams.
Yeah.
Here we go. Wouldn't it be crazy if the whole stream was like 8 hours of this and I just went through all of my savings?
Yeah.
But I finally got
I think there are people who do that.
And finally, like the guy who maintains the machines just puts his head and goes, buddy, I'll send you one. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's like,
go to bed.
Go to bed. No one's ever.
Your nap.
I will tell you a quick story when I was a kid. I spent like $30 on a little fucking game at Circus World in Florida, and they finally just gave it to me.
Oh, that's so cute.
Not nice.
Oh.
Bunny, what do I do? Here's how much money I have, Bunny. I only have this much money. I only have, I really should go for something easier. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Go for something that's got a big head.
The people who win in this world,
Coolby.
They're the ones that basically go, you know what? I get the drama of winning, but end of the day, you should hedge your bets a little bit and go for what you can actually pull off.
Can I play for you?
I don't know I'd love you to.
All right. Go as far right. Just say
okay.
No. Click it, but say Alexander, and then once you finish saying Alexander,
Alexander.
All right, and now do Hamilton, and then let go.
All right. Hamilton. I am not throwing away my shot.
If this works, I swear.
You're an
Aww.
idiot. You're an idiot.
Well, what if you did that, Jaffe?
Okay, well, I'm going.
Mish says,
really
I need someone to
crazy,
explain the lure of why everyone keeps saying tech oil up.
No, everyone doesn't. One guy does, and he thinks it's funny. And now we've gone into the bad place where now it's funny enough because it's become a meme that he will never stop. And now we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get the oil out eventually.
Got to get it. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to get something to get the oil off my face tonight is what I'm going to have to fucking do.
Maybe one
Coconut
day
oil.
we'll do like a $1,000 goal for a stream, and I'll oil up on cam.
Please
I'll have to get one of those like inflatable like tubs. Bunny, you have one of those lying around somewhere?
I can't afford the therapy for that to have to get that image out of my head. All right, hang on.
What if we
Quiet.
Yeah, shh.
I need my process.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hamilton.
At this point, I'm just randomly. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I said the Hamilton for you, so it should work.
Give me a girl. Give me a girl. Give me a girl on my desk. You fuck! You fuck! You fuck!
Jaffe, oh.
Dang.
And now I am one gem down, which means to buy it, I would have to put in another 20.
Don't do it.
Oh, they got you.
They got me.
Yeah.
Jaffe, I think we had things we're gonna talk about on today's show. It's time to do those things, Jaffe.
He's so close.
Yeah, that's what she said.
What do I do, chat? Put a poll up, please. Put a poll.
Keep the stream. No more video games. No, you're not playing the claw game. Let's go.
But the chat I got to give the chat what the chat wants.
We have a nice and tight 2-hour show, and we have now spent 30 minutes watching you suck at a claw game, old man.
I almost got it.
No. Scorpicus says, "Fuck the claw."
All right, I'm looking at the chat. You got okay. Move on says Butterfly. Bud says move on.
Happy
Wow.
Jaffe.
Y'all
Jaffe's
just don't
a-
like people being happy.
You don't like people.
Nothing.
You don't like people winning. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do one more, but I'm not gonna do. But listen. I'm not gonna do all. I'm gonna do one more play. One more play.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's
My
it.
uncle who has a gambling addiction sounds just like that.
Just like him.
You know what? You have to understand. I'm a goddamn genius. Okay.
It's okay.
All right, hold on. If they want you to more play, we need to get a $10 super chat.
Yeah, you guys got to pay
finance
for it.
this.
That's right. You got to pay for it.
There you go. If you want to see more play, a lot of people are like, "Yeah, do one more. Let's do it."
Shut up, Philip. Philip says where you could go on Amazon and buy one for $10. That's
True.
I know,
That's
but
true.
he's
It's not
he's
as big of a-
always doing that since we were kids. It's like, well, aliens could exist, but shut up. Let me have some fucking fun.
Oh.
You know, I'll tell you what. Well, look, we can all agree on this. It is now officially time for our new segment.
Womp, 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 womp. Bop.
Now's the time, you must have known. It's time to make your head implode. Prepare to yak into your commode. It's the news of the week.
You're goddamn right. It's the news of the weird. Now, you may want to know, who are you looking at?
You
Who
can't
are
show
you-
that, Jaffe.
Yes, I can. This is absolutely amazing. Do you know what you are looking at right here?
That's my uncle.
This is our nearest ancestor, and there has been a discovery over the weekend. JSD says uno mas. Okay, but once we get through News of the Weird, we'll go back and play it. You goddamn right. Once over the weekend, a hidden city. This is amazing. A hidden city was discovered. It was from 140,000 years ago at the bottom of the goddamned ocean. Okay, so they were doing just, diving, and they discovered the skull of Homo erectus, which is this guy, which is our ancient ancestor, human ancestor, 140,000 years after. It is the first physical evidence, probably, of a prehistoric landmass known as Sundaland, which is different than Shondaland. That's the deal she made with Netflix after she hit it big with the Kerry Washington hit show Scandal. And then she went on to make How to Get Away with Murder and a number of great shows that not only pushed wonderful American African actors to the front that usually didn't get the chance, were usually co-starring, but also just created some of the great TV of the last 10 years. But again, that Shondaland. I think she has a new show on Netflix right now called The Resonance. Tech, you and Sarah watched it about the White House, the murder in the White House.
Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't it called The Residence or something?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's Shondaland. This is different. This is a 140,000-year-old civilization that used to be up above the ocean, rivers, deer, all kinds of shit. It was called Sundaland, and it connected Southeast Asia in a tropical plain. They found skull bones, animal fossils of Komodo dragons, buffalo, deer, elephant. The reason this is fascinating is not just because, oh my God. I mean, first off, oh my God. Look at this guy. What would this be like to encounter this motherfucker today? Like, he's somewhere, at least according to Darwin, or I don't know where the branch off was between ape and man, but this guy clearly was moving towards man and away from monkey. So how much cognizance did he have? They found tools or they found fossils to suggest they were making tools and hunting tools. And they're going to keep exploring because they think they're going to find buildings and evidence of other things that we didn't think people this long ago were doing. Now, this gets me well, first off, what do you think? Okay, first off, I'm not into the men folk. Bunny, you're into the men and the women. If you're watching the show and you're into the men, would you date this guy? I mean, he's close enough to what we know of as a person. Would you go, you know what? Like, could you be sexually attracted to this guy? Or is he too far from our species where it becomes uncomfortable? What do you guys think?
Eyes are too close together. I don't like that.
Okay. Damn you kid says, I don't like the way he's looking at me. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Leave it to Bubby says he's a 2 out of 10. King TL says not a chance.
The Cat Guy Gaming says I'm only into tech.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Frank says, what's his bank account look like? Lunacore says swiping left. I don't even know. Is that left is bad or good?
Yeah, Tinder's left for
Tinder's,
bad.
all right, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Norbert says Bunny dated an Asian dude from Alabama with dreads, so it's not like she,
Well,
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. He's not an ape, Philip. This is not an ape. This is they've evolved out or away from that branch. This is not the bigger point though is, oh my God, ancient civilizations. I need to go back now and watch the Graham Hancock thing. I know a lot of his stuff has been not debunked, but there have been a lot of holes. Yeah. Philip says amazingly they found such a good picture of him. I know. It's the iPhone, it's brilliant. I know there's a lot of holes that have been poked in some of the Graham Hancock ancient civilization stuff, but I am getting more and more, I'm starting to see more and more just signs that whether it's the octopus that came from that planet that smashed into us, or whether it's allegedly, well, that's the current theory. What do you mean? Go look it up. There's a whole bunch.
It's a theory. It's not the current.
It is the prevailing theory that the thing that slammed into the
octopus come from a rock in space.
No.
That's what you just said.
No. Oh God, it sucks to be so smart and deal with stupid people. Look,
I'm rewinding.
It's exhausting to deal with people that could not even
find
where they were. You couldn't even find where they were giving the SAT, let alone do well on it. Okay, what I said was, the Earth was impacted by a planet, and 2 of those giant land masses have been found to have embedded into the Earth, right? Now, that planet could have just been a Mars-like planet that was dead and filled with rock, or it could have been a thriving civilization. We don't know. It could have been a planet full of octopuses that when it went there, they evolved, continued to evolve on Earth, and they're under the sea. Under the sea. ADD is fun, but it's also hard to build a life when your brain works like this. But thanks. Oh, he got a little hit at the end there, Bunny. Thanks. But and they also, the point is, that's not my point. My point was, yes, the impact is considered understood science. But anyway, the point is though, yeah, Hancock is a stretch, but I do start to wonder more and more about ancient civilizations and what we may have had left behind. You wouldn't see them on the moon, Typing Wolf, because there's no water up there. They would die. Now, it's possible that, there's a lot of people who say that there's, stuff on the moon that we're not being allowed to see. So maybe there are fossils of these things, but it's not like we have full access to the moon. Anyway, the point is, Ace, where are you? Okay. I was asking ChatGPT, my new best friend, have you noticed how ChatGPT, we are such a stupid species now. I love it though. Everything reads like a USA Today page. If you remember USA Today back in the day, everything's graphic. Yeah. It's broken up very simply and bullet pointed. It's like, I basically asked it, I said, if indeed there were ancient civilizations here, what are some of the more speculative ideas that maybe have been lost to us? And it's got to draw me all the emojis. We're so dumb. We're so fucked. Yeah. But anyway, does anybody... I love that Calvin is reading now. Calvin has started reading books. Thank God. Because people need to read. Blueprints for Ancient Advanced Technology, Records of Contact with Extraterrestrials. These are things that some people speculate could have been part of these ancient civilizations. Esoteric Human Abilities and Consciousness Mastery, Proof of Pre-Age, Ice Civilizations, Flight Manuals, Censored Religious or Philosophical Truths. Right? There is a whole study about the library in Alexandria or the lost philosophical works of Plato. The idea of data, like, think about that. Do you think if the American, we're going to get off this, but if the American government or any government knew that, like, say the Vatican stumbled upon something that would have totally knocked out the validity of Christianity or any religion, they probably would have kept it and said, well, we're not going to let people know about this shit. I believe there's some of this shit going on. Why is it always, Philip says, some other place or species or whatever that caused us? You know, we could very well be the first ever. I agree with your first sentence that it is somewhat arrogant to assume. Well, that's not even true. In fact, there's a new theory. There's been a theory for a long time in astrobiology suggesting and pure biology suggesting that that humanity is very rare. Because I think they said there are these 5 really hard events that had to happen at exactly the right time. It was like, I think they listed DNA was one, and there was like 4 others. And they said that doesn't just happen regularly. So we probably are pretty rare. But this week, a scientist came out and he published a peer-reviewed paper that said, here's another viable theory. Our existence and intelligence and life on other planets is probably quite common, because you can also look at it and go, when a planet reaches this phase, like our life is tied into the evolution of the planet. So when we got the atmosphere, it was just a matter of time before species came. And that's kind of how it just sort of is designed to work. So I don't fucking know, but I do agree with you, Philip, that, where'd it go? I do agree with them that, I can't even find it. But you know, that we could have been the first, or we could be the first ever. I don't think mathematically we are I don't think it tracks. I mean, we might be though, but I doubt it. Okay. Distance from a sun is critical. Yeah, it is. But you know how many fucking suns there are in just our galaxy alone?
7.
No. Leave it to Bubby. Thank you for the picture of the hippopotamus. We appreciate it. Now, look, leave it to Bubby. Money's tight all over the goddamn world. The fact that you're here alone, let alone that you are donating your precious money, is delightful, and we love you for it. But you were $1.99 away from being able to throw your lot in with the wheel. With the wheel! $1 away. And then you could put an emote on the wheel, which will spin. Kim says, I always had a feeling the humans did the whole Fallout TV show already in the past, and ancient cities underground were the Fallout shelters. Could be. Could fucking be. I mean, it'll get to my existential crisis that we're having that Bunny likes to call just me being filled with sass. That's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Sass and ass.
K-Nubs, thank you so much. He says, somebody match my $2 dono. I dare you. I dare you. You goddamn right. King TL says, space talk gets me soft. That's probably just age, sir. The planets ain't physical objects. The planets are not physical objects. I just can't.
You think they're projections?
The planets are not physical objects? What are you talking about? Anyway.
Maybe he's talking about gas giants.
I have no idea. Okay. Last 2. Well, let's wrap the alien UFO stuff up. I love it, but you know, until we get something amazing. But I do want to show you 2 quick little things, and we'll move on. The first one, I'd never thought about this. You guys are, this was from a guy in England in 86, and there was the very first crop circle that appeared in England this year a couple of weeks ago. And I was always like, crop circles are bullshit. People know how you can fake them. But there are stories, believe them or not, of these things appearing overnight and being very elaborate. And it wasn't until I saw this video that I'm like, oh my God, orbs could be doing this. Now again, it could be bullshit, but I wanted to share it. I'm not, just because I put it on the show doesn't mean I'm a believer. It means I'm a questioner. Watch these orbs from 1986 creating in real time. Jesus Christ, man. Really? Creating crop circles. And imagine, if you will, the Benny Hill theme song playing as this happens. Look at that. Now again, could it be bullshit? I suppose, but that's pretty fucking impressive. That's pretty fucking impressive. Did you ever see the movie Waiting for Guffman, Bunny? It's kind of like a fake. It's like it's like a mockumentary. Okay, well, there's a guy who's in a crop circle, and he says the fascinating thing about this crop circle is anytime you're standing in it, there's a 50% chance of rain. It's just so dumb.
Shit.
But it's delightful. Look at this. Please don't look like, planets don't look like what we think, says King TL. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Butterfly has given their 20th super on a live stream, sent us a heart. We appreciate that, Butterfly. Thank you so much. Frank Blasey says, I'm edging to this right now. And the Cat Guy Gaming says, oil, tech, oil. Is that why you took off your shirt? Mm-hmm. For $2, you're a fucking, not only are you a whore, you're a cheap fucking whore. God
if we get
damn.
100 more $2 donations, I'll find some oil.
No, if you get if we get $100, I want you to go get an adult diaper. Here's what I want.
Fuck you.
No, not fuck me.
Oh, yeah, fuck you.
Look, $100 and I will DoorDash you an adult-sized Depends. And if we get into the cellar tonight, you have to wear that and suck the pacifier.
Oh, come on, Tech.
You're a little bitch, Tech. You'll take it off for $2?
What would you do that to Jaffe?
What the fuck happened?
Tech pulled you.
Well, it's I'm the guy running OBS, so right now they're literally looking at a picture of my screensaver, which is Superman, the new James Gunn film opening next month. It looks really great. A lot of people aren't excited about it, but I am. Why put me back on the show, whore?
You're there. You just have to move Discord back over.
Oh my God, you don't understand OBS.
We're not doing Depends diapers, okay, Jaffe?
I love that that's the line. I love that that's the line.
We've reached it. We've crossed it.
Wow, that is your line. Out of all the stupid shit you want to do, and it's the Tiffany Honecker, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. We very much appreciate it.
He would have done it.
Goddamn right. Troy Branch, I have a dirty crop circle with 2 orbs anyway nearby. Thank you, Troy. Put Troy on the goddamn wheel. Who's the thumbnail of that fat lady, Frank? I think that's, I don't want to call her fat. Well, that's Becky. That's Becky from the LolCow universe because I was doing a thumbnail and I'd never delete anything. It's all sitting on my thing. Okay, look at Tech. Look at
still not on.
Huh?
Your cam's still not on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Whatever.
Yeah. I want to just have to look at Tech.
I know.
What do you mean?
I know. Listen, here we go. So anyway, there you go. That's your crop circles. Now, the reason this is also on my mind is you guys have heard of is it the Boogosphere, the Beluga? We've talked about this on the show before. But of course, today Tim Pool talks about it and suddenly everybody knows about it. I think he was 5 hours ago. I'm like, bitch, we talked about this 3 weeks ago. But that said, though, he brings Ashton Forbes on, and I just want to play a couple of salient clips. But if you don't know what this sphere is of the Boogosphere, I'm going to let him play for about 45 seconds to give you a backstory, and then I want to show you what's next. K-Nubs goes on the wheel. Tech, are you keeping track of all these fives?
Yeah,
K-Nubs is on the wheel for a $5 dono. That $100 dono we got, how close did that get us? Nobody's ignoring you, Anthony. Say something interesting. I love that. I love that he thinks he's being ignored. What would you like to talk about? So we opened the green door. So we are doing it. We're doing an extra hour tonight, and now we're into the gold door, which is the makeup, and where Tech has to wear a diaper. So
no, fuck you.
You know what?
Come on, Tech.
What a bit.
No.
What I love about
fun.
I don't care whether
I
don't care whether you wear it or not. But what I love about it and what fascinates me about it is the fact that there's a button that was pressed there. Like, that's fascinating. You are willing to oil up your whole fucking body.
Yeah, because that's attractive, all right? Me putting a diaper on,
no.
Not attractive.
Oh,
that's
you're
attractive to somebody.
Not to the people that I care about.
You care about...
You're telling me if I get oiled up, I'm not going to have a fun time after the stream? I am. It's going to be great for me.
You want to slide around on the floor?
But a diaper ain't going to do it.
What if you try to go down the steps?
Look, my partner see me oiled up, 10 out of 10 performance for me. Okay, I am so solid. But a diaper? She's going to be like,
I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that. There's a limit
Don't do that.
to my being a progressive dad. Shut the fuck up. God.
I already was going to get oiled up. That's the joke.
Okay. For the Tech Jaffe makeout session. Makeup. Make up, you whore. Thank you, Awesome Tatum. And I did see the Painkiller beta. I'm going to sign up for it tonight. Thank you for hitting me up on that. I appreciate it. Okay. Anyway, here's Tim Pool giving you a quick explanation of what this is. And I just want to play this really interesting clip about it.
Take a look at this from the Daily Mail. Scientist delivers ominous message to humanity after UFO covered in strange writing is found. I saw this, and it's this like metal sphere. I wonder if I can play the video.
El jueves 1 de mayo del 2025.
Are you streaming this anywhere?
Yeah, you can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go.
Oh.
Jesus, Tech. Way to miss that.
Take a look at this from the Daily Mail. Scientist delivers ominous message to humanity after UFO covered in strange writing is found. I saw this, and it's this like metal sphere. I wonder if I can play the
El
video.
jueves 1 de mayo del 2025.
So he's speaking in French. I can't understand him, but he's talking about the sphere. These are the guys who found it.
It's in Spanish.
I know.
Okay, it's all Spanish. I'm not gonna. He's performed a series of tests on what's called the Bugha sphere, which fell to Earth after
There it is,
receiving
right
a
there.
10,000 volt charge. The images of
And we've shown clips of it where it is flying in very strange patterns. Now it's not like the Tic Tac, but it is flying in very strange, unusual ways with no visual sense of propulsion, right? So could have been anything maybe, but it certainly, they're saying it's an alien sphere.
obtained yielded surprising results. Inside, you can see a dense layer surrounding the white outline. I don't know that this is real. Maybe it's fake. This is an image. It's got strange symbols on it.
And then they did a micro telescopic review of it, and all along the surface of it at a microscopic level are these, what they're saying are like fiber cables that are incredibly small, obviously, and they have these little 6 rings around each one, and they're all placed in various points at different sizes, and you can see that video as well. They haven't cut it open. They don't really know what it is. Now, is it real? Is it bullshit? Who the fuck knows? Not me. Leave it to Bubby. K-Nubs challenge accepted. Thank you so much for the Money Train starter. Leave it to Bubby. We agree. We appreciate that. And please pop that on the wheel for Miss Leave It to Bubby. I would love to see what emote she wants in the chat.
Popping on the wheel.
All right. So, whatever. The one of the guys who is not necessarily behind this, but he's involved with this, is the same guy that is rolled those skeletons of aliens in front of the Mexican Congress. And some people say he's full of shit, but a lot of people have examined them and said, no, there's something weird about these. We can't identify it. And then a lot of people are like, well, if this was real, why wouldn't the government have it? They're not just going to let civilians have it, blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking know, okay? But this is where the clip gets really interesting, though. So we also showed you this about 2 weeks ago. Again, this all that does is point out that Madhouse, if you like the weird, if you like the strange, if you like the places that you're not allowed to talk about at cocktail parties, we get the news first. These guys, Tim Pool's a big guy, Joe Rogan's a big guy. More often than not, now Rogan gets a lot of stuff before anybody else, but we get there a lot faster than anybody else. That's all I'm fucking saying. But we also talked about this, but it is meaningful based on the clip that I'm about to play after this. So watch. This was from a government official from America talking about how a lot of regulations have prevented American excellence and inventions from coming to light because there's so much bureaucracy. But in that, he gives a little bit of a nugget that some people are saying, and you'll see it right here. Some people are saying, suggest they know more than they're letting on. Okay.
We had Eric Burleson, the rep, on several times a couple times in the past couple of weeks, as he discussed his hearings on UFOs. I'm a skeptic. Aliens could be hiding from us, perhaps. I mean, do geese understand what we are? They can see us. I don't know. Do ants? Maybe they're aliens that they have the technology that we can't see them. Maybe they can move interdimensionally. Who knows? I'll tell you what I think is more likely. In this article from some time ago, U.S. government announces it has achieved ability to manipulate space and time with new technology.
Now, I was willing, when I first saw this, to say it's just a turn of a phrase. But this is about, I think I'm starting to change my mind based on what we're about to see in a second.
And that's where things got interesting. Let me play this clip.
The well-intentioned regulatory regime of the 1970s became an ever-tightening ratchet, first hampering America's ability to become a net energy exporter and then making it harder and harder to build. We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity. The
Very, very interesting.
Okay, so I was more than willing to say, well, that's just a turn of a phrase, right? So Ashton Forbes, who we really should have on the show, Tech, he follows me on Twitter. I follow him. He's the guy, and we've talked about him before. He's the guy that believes that MH370, the Indonesia flight filled with a bunch of Chinese scientists that were working on some kind of anti-grav, was surrounded by orbs and warped away. And I had been willing to go, I don't know if I believe it or not, because every time he comes out with someone debunks him. But the next part, and it's a 1-minute clip, and then we'll just shut it down and talk about it. The next part addresses two of things that I'm starting to go, Forbes may be right, and this guy behind the mic, the U.S. government guy about manipulating time and space, Tim Pool and Forbes both bring up something pretty interesting I hadn't thought about. Here we go.
And I'm the worst person in the world. That's an ink.
So he's talking about, by the way, Forbes is talking about he's being just slandered all over the place by posting this. His family, people are making fun of him, his family. He's an alcoholic. He's a criminal. People are just really trying to discredit him as a human every time he publishes it. That's what he's talking about.
On News Nation doing that.
No way.
They were trying to say I'm a grifter. I'm not selling anything. They tried to say I'm crazy. I learned quantum mechanics. They try to say I'm an alcoholic. It's crazy. I have back people in my family that suffer with that.
Well, they're not very good at smearing you, I guess. That is the point. Of all of the subjects, this one became a weird hot button issue.
Right. This is the part. And I'm pausing just because of Tech has trained us all to pause it and say something. So copyright.
Thank you.
And
idiot.
I've never.
You're good at one thing. Now I want you to get good at wearing a diaper, bitch. Yes, Bunny, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard it.
Was that awesome?
It was really awesome. I really liked it. Go sit in the
I never
hallway.
cared all that much about the MH370 story. I remember it was on CNN 24/7. They wouldn't shut up about it.
That's the airplane that disappeared.
And now there are people. I randomly got people posting super chats on IRL saying, "You're a scumbag, Tim, pushing fake videos to trick stupid people." And I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "We've talked about way crazier stuff than this. We talk about ghosts and demons and stuff. Why is this one?" But let's get back into it.
So it's a really good point. Is that people talk. He goes on about. He talks about Bigfoot on his show. He talks about demons. He talks about all this crazy shit and nothing. And the minute he mentions that Ashton Forbes is coming on the show and he's talking about MH370, all these people come out of the woodwork and try to say, "This guy, what are you doing?" And he's like, and it's a really good point. It's like, if this guy's just nothing, if he's just another guy just spewing bullshit, of which the internet is full of, why are so many people pushing back, right? It does make you wonder, right? And then the last thing is this.
I did find that interesting, but we had that story, I think it was a month or two ago, where that science administrator for the Trump admin said, "Our technology allows us to manipulate time and space." And the first thing I thought, when talking to my friends and other workers, my first question was, I know the answer for me, but has anyone ever referred to any technology in common use as manipulating time and space?
Yeah, I had not thought I had not thought of that. And it doesn't mean he's right. It doesn't mean the guy wasn't being metaphorical, but
there a turn of phrase where it's like, my car goes so fast it effectively allows me to manipulate time? No. There is no common parlance to claim that planes manipulate time and space as if we're exaggerating because we can fly to London in a few hours. It sounds like what he was saying was that our trains are slow, our cars are slow, our planes are slow, and they shouldn't be because our technology has reached the level of manipulating time and space. Right. Now, when you look at...
Okay, so then it gets all into the MH70 and all this stuff, and that's a different show, and again, maybe we can get Ashton on. That would be great, but there you go. Okay, so... I did want to point that out as it relates, because the Boogosphere is a sphere, the crop circle stuff is a sphere. People are saying they're seeing them all over. And then MH70, I'm sure you've seen the video that these orbs are circling around the plane and then it vanishes. And there was like the VFX corridor guys, they tried to debunk it, then their debunking has been debunked. So it's compelling enough to have a real conversation about. It's also important to have a conversation about the fact that right now, Tech, how deep are we into the gold door? Because I am going out tonight and I need to look pretty. And right now, if we don't get that gold door open, I'm going to go out without my face on.
We are.
Yeah. Where are we at?
$58 into the gold door.
All right, you guys. So we're already going an extra hour. We're already going down into the cellar tonight.
But $142 away, and we'll get makeup on our faces.
You goddamn right. You goddamn fucking cockadoodie right. And you don't want to know what. Well, you actually do want to know what happens in the cellar. It's fucking filthy. But yes, and it's not just makeup. You don't understand. I've put on makeup before. We're not like, isn't that great? No. What we're saying is, I have brand new makeup, and I bought Tech the exact same kind because I want this to be a fair competition. And it's oil. It's oil based. I don't know how this shit's coming off. Oh, I got it out of the closet. You guys will pick the theme. It can be whatever you want. It could be crazy clowns. It can be superheroes. It can be animals. And then Tech and I will compete, and you guys will declare the winner. And the winner gets put on a 1 week only for sale exclusive Madhouse shot glass in the store.
Yeah.
And we will sell it for as little as we're allowed to. Like, we're not going to make profit on it. It's going to be as cheap as we can make it. That's what awaits you in the gold door, along with just the joy in the cellar. Okay. Bunny, why don't you talk about the airport? Well, actually, we're still in News the Weird, but why don't you get to the airport, and then we'll come back to the News the Weird to talk about this crazy event that happened over the weekend in China. What do you got for us, Ms. Bunny?
The Denver airport, which I was at one of my layovers was at the Denver airport, and the whole time
when you were coming out to the haunted hotel. Okay.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous about going to the Denver airport because of all the things I've read about it.
I've never heard anything.
I'm surprised you hadn't. This is a big one. They say, word on the street is that the Denver airport is like the hub for the New World Order.
Okay.
It's like their headquarters.
Denver?
And they say that there's... Yeah. They say that there's like tunnels up under it where they snatch people. And there's also some rumors of some reptilians down there. And also there's a lot of ties to the Illuminati because they have all kinds of weird like Masonic symbols everywhere.
Wait, there are Masonic symbols in the Denver airport.
Yeah, like all through it. And they have this big blue Mustang pony statue that's got red eyes, and it's called Lucifer. And it also a piece of it broke off and killed the guy who made it.
It did not.
Yeah.
Hang on. Denver, interesting. Yeah, I've never looked into this. Why do they actually, okay, but there have to be real reasons, right? Like, for example, this is, I guess, the Denver International Airport, whatever, a plaque or something. And they're saying that some of the symbology it's a time capsule is what it is. Contains messages and memories to the people of Colorado in 2094. Okay. New World Airport Commission. That may be where you're getting it from, right? You've got, I'm trying to find this statue.
Yeah, they have all kinds of weird murals everywhere, too, of like war and all kinds of looking shit.
That's the statue. So this Mustang statue, part of it broke off and killed the guy who was making it. Interesting. Okay. I guess she wrote an article, this woman who was in the Denver airport. Holy shit, I knew nothing about this. A giant murderous stallion makes sense as a mascot for an airport with notoriety. Hang on, you guys need to see this. You guys aren't even seeing it. There it is right there. Rearing 32 feet tall. cobalt-colored, demon-eyed, vein-streaked steed has terrified travelers and mobilized conspiracy theories since it was first created. First, though, it killed its creator. The horse came to stand for something darker than just an homage to his father's neon workshop. He was finishing the 9,000-pound sculpture. A piece came loose, severed an artery in his leg. And then it just goes on. Senior official statement. Listen to this. In a recent American history, mass delusions about election fraud and baseless rumors about COVID and environment disasters have burrowed into mainstream discourse and the top echelons of government. Technology continues to warp reality. Conspiracy theories about nefarious political and racist plots have been cited by rioters at the Capitol. The Denver airport is far less terrifying, more of an ongoing experiment into whether sometimes institutional fabulism can just be fun. An official statement was attributed to senior Illuminati spokesman. So I guess they're playing with it. And
yeah, they started leaning into it and using it as like marketing in a way to pull people in. But they said that like all these rumors pretty much started in the early 90s. Like there's been a lot of talk around.
So what did you see when you were at the airport? Was there? I mean, at this point I believe in everything and nothing. But did you see anything there, or feel anything, or have any experiences that were weird?
It was a really nice airport. I will say it was a really nice airport. There were like Masonic stuff, like little plaques and stuff everywhere, but
right.
I didn't see the blue horse.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do a little deeper dive into this. It's pretty interesting.
Wow, you're deep diving.
Gargoyle statues.
I saw that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The whole place.
We are only $150 away from getting our face painted.
Yeah. Well,
chat decide.
It's competition. It's competition. You've thrown the competition part.
I'm excited.
Come on, chat.
Who's going to win,
go.
Tech or Jaffe?
Jaffe's going to win because I'm the most creative person you've ever met in your goddamn life. The tunnels are confirmed, says King TL. The whole place is riddled with weird stuff that you can look at. The New World Airport Commission is unlisted, says Awesome Tatum. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's ever been any plane crashes there. Right? Because maybe they control all that shit. I don't fucking know. The train under the airport was really creepy and dark, says Kim. Yeah, I don't know. Let's move forward and ease on down the road. This happened this weekend. It's a 2-minute and 30-second clip. I'll stop playing it when Tech tells me. I couldn't take my eyes off it. This is the world. Now, this is the future. I don't know if you guys saw that movie Real Steel with Hugh Jackman with the robot boxing, but this is the first ever robot semi-AI competition, boxing competition. It was MMA. It is not battle bots, right? They are, so the robots have been trained on AI and on actual kickboxers and stuff. But then the moves are called upon by the remote controller. In December, they're going to actually have no remote control, and it's going to be pure AI. But this was their first match. 2 robots fought this weekend. The minute Tech says it's boring, we'll move on, because I won't be able to stop watching it unless he says we have to move on. But here we go.
Let's go.
And I'm sure the audio's low, but it doesn't matter. Now imagine these with chainsaw arms and flamethrowers and all kinds of fucking cool shit. And then the audience can like super chat like, ooh, I want to give the pink one extra hit points or something, or, you know, this is the future of sports, man.
They move so like fluidly.
Watch in a minute you'll see one recover from a hit. It's awesome. I mean, it's, hey, what the fuck?
You have ads. Skip it.
I don't know why I have ads. Oh, it's not on YouTube. It's on the. Okay, so that one won. Now the better battle's this one coming up.
扎实稳健的。
对，这是一个很好听的名字，就是您刚才那个胭脂红，对，是吧？哦，
这是一个跨 boss。
地动山摇啊！
America has sperm racing. China has this. We're fucked.
Yeah. This is way cooler.
来这边双方哦，哎
Yo, Adrian, I did it.
只要击打到就算数。对，有效部位，能量出位来了一招狠的。嗯，现在有组合拳。好，现在
Now watch this. This is cool. Watch his recovery here.
我要得分。哎，我要手部动作一分。
Not this one. Coming up.
3, 4, 5, 6.
I wonder why it has to wait to get up. I don't understand that part.
It just takes time.
To do what?
Get up.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. That's a good robot. What do I know? Like, I know about boxing, let alone robot boxing. I don't fucking know what's happening.
It just failed.
It was cool. No, that one didn't, though. The guy who made the black helmeted one, that's the star, baby. Oh, he's drunk.
Yeah. He's fine. Maybe he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing down there. It's like, fuck.
Look at that. Look at that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Look how serious the ref is, though. She's earning her paycheck. She's like, I don't give a fuck who these fuckers are. I'm taking this shit serious. I think this is
puck fuckers.
I don't give a shit who these. I don't know what I said. Something fuckers.
These puck fuckers.
I think I said
Oh, I
motherfuckers.
thought you said butt fuckers.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
But anyway, this is the actual one coming in December. It's all going to be just AI. So there's going to be no remote control. So come on now. This is fucking cool, man. This shit is fucking awesome. Now, is it as awesome as the story? Now, this is a classic story, my friends. This is a classic story of a man who I have to hope, I have to believe he is mentally deranged, because what he's about to ask these women to do is no bueno, which is French for holy shit. Okay? I'm going to show you that after 2 seconds. Number one. Yeah, Philip says, why do they have to have headgear? I don't know. You know, people are. It looks like a real sport. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remind you that we are $142 away from the gold door, fellas.
Yeah, that means money.
That means makeup. That means an extra load of sass. That means that the best show on the internet, Madhouse, has another opportunity every night to put the little bitches over in the LCU in their place. They said we couldn't survive without them. They said we couldn't do it without the magic of the Zylies of the world, of the Beckys, of the Keemstars, of the Boogies of the world. We couldn't do it.
It's your time, buddy. It's your time.
I don't believe you.
What?
I think we can.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we're going to go back and get that young lady who I left behind, who was kneeling on the desk for me. Here we go. I'm only going to play one more time, though, like I said. I'll be happy to scroll my Twitter feed. Absolutely.
No.
No, I don't look at anything on... Just, dude.
No.
My Twitter feed is totally safe.
That's not the content we're looking for, Jaffe. It's not your Twitter social media time.
That's what they said in the chat. I'm reading the chat.
I don't care. I don't care what they say.
Okay, here we go. Now, see, this is... Okay, now. Cue to play. I hope it's the same one, because this is a... okay. Queuing to... Okay, someone's going for my toy, but this is a recording right now, so there's... You know, look at those. I should have gotten it sooner.
Somebody done got it.
They got my toy, I bet. Wondering, Jaffe, You don't cover games anymore. No, Prince Green, we're still bringing Gabbin' and Games back. We've just been real focused getting this up on its sea legs, basically. And then I'll be doing Gabbin' and Games 1 to 3 times a week. But we want to get this up and running first. And again, okay, what's happening? Unqueue. I don't want to unqueue. Queue to play. All right. But that's what's going on, Prince. There you go, Gaz Croy. Thank you for the £3. We appreciate it. Don't forget also, thank you, Gaz Croy, that if you put $5 in the till, you get your name on the wheel to create your very own emoticon. Who gives a shit, Anthony? I got a bone to pick with Gina. I'm worried about Gina. I think she needs to go see a doctor. I'm not even fucking with her. I love her to death. She's a great pal. She's been a wonderful colleague in the industry. But he says, Gina is watching the show from 2 nights ago. You're going to be in trouble. She takes her channel seriously. All I'm telling you, man, is somewhere along the line, somebody started to push her off the fucking deep end when it comes to, I mean, it's really, I worry about her. I worry she's become one of those social media people.
I'm glad she took her channel seriously as a comedy channel because that video
Here we go.
was a joke.
Here we
Anthony.
go. Okay.
He's got to focus.
Oh, it's just bad. It's bad.
Don't get one in the middle.
Hamilton.
Shut up. Well,
You did it.
I didn't do shit. Yeah, somebody got it.
You're so close.
Somebody got it. Oh.
So close. You got it. He's going to do it.
I don't think so. Come on now. I suck.
You're so bad at this.
We won at it earlier today, Awesome Tatum. What am I doing? Sharing sleep with... What do you mean? What do you mean, Morgan? Yeah, somebody stole my prize. Now I'm disappointed. All right, well, let's move on with the show. Maybe I'll come back to this later tonight in the cellar when we go down to the cellar. Okay?
Money.
What?
Yes.
Ask for money.
What?
Okay.
Put it full screen, Jaffe.
Oh, my God. Action.
Funny.
If you sitting there watching the three of us, find it in your heart to pull out your wallet or maybe your coin bag or even your pocketbook and open it up and take out just a little bit of money.
All of it.
Just a little bit of it. All of it. If you are a good person who wants to get into heaven, this is the criteria. You must money me. Money me now.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Money her.
We don't care.
All right, there you go.
That's not nice, Jaffe.
Your donations
Money.
go a long way
They
in
do.
clothing poor little Tech Protect.
You got, well, you can tell
Look
he
at
don't
us
got.
without a shirt
He don't
on.
even have a shirt. He don't even have a shirt. Love you, Jaffe, says Tipples. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. Let's put him on the wheel twice, Tech. Love you, Jaffe. I feel like a baby who doesn't like the dad's new shave. When did that happen? Honestly, it happened because my sleep apnea machine, my CPAP machine, doesn't work when you have a big bushy buffy beard. And so I've been getting such good sleep and I've been getting such delightful dreams, and I'm so glad to have that back. Unlike the beard on this motherfucker, this is a classic story. This happened in 2019. I talked about this years ago, but if you haven't heard it, you're going to love it in the worst way. If you have heard it, it'll just be like a delightful tickle of some of the things you love the most. The guy who forced Taiwanese flight attendants to wipe his ass. This guy is dead. He died a few years ago, okay? But let me tell you his delightful story. This guy gets on a Taiwanese airline. And he's sitting in the seat and he starts screaming and saying, I'm going to piss myself. I'm going to shit myself. Unless the stewardesses, the flight attendants come here and take me to the toilet. So they come to him and he says, I'm going to shit myself if you don't take my pants off right here. And they're like, sir, we can't do that. But they end up doing it because they don't want him to shit himself. And so they cover him with a towel and they walk him to the bathroom. He goes to sit down in the bathroom and he starts banging on the door after they close it and says, let me out, let me out, let me out. I can't breathe. They open the door. He's sitting on the toilet shitting and saying, I can't shit with that. I'm claustrophobic. So now they have to leave the door open while he poops in the airplane. Okay, this is the start, by the way. This is not the coup de grace. That's coming in a moment. Tech, have you heard this story?
I have not heard this story.
Okay, well, he
But
shits and he's done shitting. Now, maybe they knew about him in the past and they had to placate the man because this is a guy who had shit and pissed on a previous flight because they wouldn't help him. And so for whatever reason, they decided to placate him. So when this guy asked and said, now I need one of you ladies to wipe my butt, at first they refused. Finally, one of the women said, fine. So she put on 3 pairs of gloves and she wiped his butt. And then he started saying during it, oh yeah, baby, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. Okay. So he gets off the flight. They hold a press conference because everybody's talking about it. The ladies are traumatized, of course. And then he books another flight, but he dies. And so his family is now demanding the airline pay for the unused ticket. And I think they ultimately did because they were kind of like, fuck this shit. We want this guy out of our hair for the rest of our lives. Well, he is dead now. But think about, now, this is a guy who either, the guy in the story says Willie sounds like a king. This is a guy who either has some serious mental deficiencies, like he maybe isn't fully developed. There's the flight attendant on the right crying, her little eyes out there. Or
that's sad.
It is very sad. Or he's just a fucking asshole. He's just a fucking asshole. But this is one of the most staggering, strange, weird stories I have heard in quite a while. Quite a while. And I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad
I would have walked off that plane mid-flight before I wiped that man's ass.
How much to wipe a man's ass?
Oh my God. Okay, it's a good question. Well, certainly it's got to be less than $142 because people have paid for that. What is it, folks? Let's go. Let's go. Bring the ducats in. It's like, but Jaffe, are you e-begging? Yeah, because that's the only way it works. That's the only way we can build a show that's a live stream. I hate that it's true. I did a show for 8 years where I was just like, they'll pay if they like it. I've been educated. Yeah. No, it doesn't work that way. So toss the money in the till or don't. I mean, you don't have to, but we would love it. And so we're going to remind you as often as we need to.
You wiping my ass?
But how much would it cost? I'm sure there are sex workers out there that would do that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
You know, there's people who like the baby play, or what did you call it last night? Mommy play or whatever, Bunny?
Yeah, they like the DDLG stuff. And
DDLG.
Daddy, I don't even want to say it. No, I don't want to say it.
Let's try to figure it out. DDLG.
I know what it is. That's just you.
What? Don't
just you, Vanilla Man.
LG. I don't know what it is.
Aww.
Double D, like a large person.
Wait, the second. Well,
little girl.
The first word is daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy.
And the last.
Daddy. Diaper.
Something. No.
Daddy.
Daddy something, little girl. Butterfly, I think you're $5. So Jaffe thinks about what DDLG means.
Dresses up?
No.
I have no idea. Oh, Daddy Dom, little girl, Rocker Matt says?
Yeah,
but
so
I don't know.
They're into the whole wearing diapers and like, oh, you peed yourself, like.
Yeah, but isn't the Dom not the daddy? Isn't it the woman who's telling the guy what to do?
Well, there's a reverse of that too, where it's the mommy Dom.
Okay, so it's
And it could be little girl, little boy,
MDLG.
anything. Yeah.
MDLG. Okay. I heard Prince was into that. By the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's really
Confirm. Anthony?
Yeah, good for him. No. Listen, I don't like this woman. I mean, I don't know how true this is because I see a lot of this in social media, and it's hard for me to tell what's bullshit and what's real. By the way, thank you so much, Butterfly and K-Nubs. We do appreciate that support. Thank you so goddamn much. I don't know how much this is real or not, but this woman is making some news for saying, I won't date men who earn less than $150K. People say it's savage, but I deserve the best. She says she wants to be spoiled by a man, right? Here she is right here. She says she deserves to be spoiled. Now, I'm not saying it's not nice if you've got some money to spend it on your loved ones, to spend it on the person you're intimate with and that you're enjoying, social time with and whatnot. But is this a growing thing, or it's always been this way, or it's no worse or better or less? It's just that we see it more because of social media, where it's like you see all these videos of the girl who's like, he wanted to take me out to Red Lobster. I'm not going to Red. It's like, shut the fuck up. I mean,
Eat the lobster biscuit, bitch.
Is this the normal? Is this the world of normal dating for younger people? Like, I would just be like, fuck it. Because there's no fucking way I would put up with a person like that. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my fucking car. Get the fuck out of my fucking car, is what I would say.
I think there used to be a certain type of woman who was like that. Like she was, she looked a certain way and she demanded her man have a certain amount. It was kind of like a trade-off. He wants a nice piece of arm candy that looks good all the time, and she wants a man who's going to supply that financially.
Okay, but that's not that they both enter into it knowing this is not love. That's not a relationship. They're just it's transactional.
But what I'm saying is that it was a certain type of woman, and now I think that's gotten a lot broader, where there's just a lot more women that are like, yeah, me too.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, wait. Say that again, because I was reading this obnoxious chat here about it's gotten a lot broader, and you're saying me too. Meaning you would demand
just more women are like, yeah, I also want that, but it's not that. It's not the same type of woman it used to be. It's just
it used to be just hot women, and now it's all women.
Yeah, it used to be a certain. No, I'm not saying all. Yeah, but it's like it could be any kind of woman.
Ugly
now.
videos.
Yeah, but it used to be a certain type of Barbie doll looking, kind of woman that you would want as arm candy, and I feel like now there's a lot of like.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm
saying. Say it, buddy.
I don't know what
these ugly hussies are picking on the game of the hot women.
Like the ones. Okay, I want to say like the ones that are like, I don't want to go to Red Lobster. I want to go to like Ruth's Chris or something. They're not the Ruth's Chris kind of gals. Like that guy probably wouldn't look at her and go, "I'm gonna take this bitch to Ruth's Chris." He probably thought this is.
See, this is why sex work. This is why sex work should fucking be legal as fuck. Because somebody in the chat was saying you can basically spend that same money and go to a sex worker twice a week, right? And it really is true. If the only reason you're dating somebody is just to get laid, there's quicker ways and better ways and more guaranteed ways, and frankly, it'll save you some fucking time. Because I just find the whole goddamn dating scene, the more I read about it, so offensive and so gross. I'm like, seriously, take care of you. I don't want to fucking what are you, a fucking child? Take care of your own fucking self. You're either with me because we vibe and we have a good time, or we don't and we're not together. I'm not looking to take care of anybody. What are you, it's really disturbing to me that they see themselves that way. Okay. Ruth Chris's Steakhouse is what Bunny meant. That's what she said.
Yeah, I said Ruth's Chris.
Oh, somebody said
my accent probably.
I fucking hate I hate the name Ruth's Chris. It is the worst fucking. It is so
I've never seen it.
broken in the way the English language
It's
works.
good, though.
Never been there.
Yeah, I would take her to McDonald's and tell her I left my. I wouldn't tell her anything. I'd say go get a fucking Happy Meal toy and sit the fuck down. I wouldn't put up with it. I wouldn't put up with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's move forward, shall we? In fact, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to near-death experiences, but I have to go turn on the air conditioning. So you guys take the chat. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bunny, what's the temperature where you're at right now? How hot is it?
It's probably about like 77. Right. It was a little cooler today.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's
normally much hotter here.
96 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Aight.
I'm surprised how chilly it is at the end of May here. It's kind of weird. It would
Yeah.
normally be in the 90s.
Now, I noticed you said money me. No one wants to money you.
I know.
By the way, chat, the proceeds for this stream go towards Bunny and David Jaffe. I'm just a bystander. I have a salary. I don't. These streams profits go into Bunny's little pocketbook, her little coin purse, her wallet.
This is
You
me
can put-
holding it.
Yeah, you can put it directly into her wallet. Don't you want to put it into her wallet?
Yeah.
Is that how you
my
say wallet in the South or no?
Wallet. Yeah. I
Wallet.
guess.
You know what I got for free today?
What?
I got a pizza from the Sam's Club.
What? Sam's Club pizza's good.
How do you say that word? Because I say pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah,
I
how do you say it? Pizza.
I kind of, a lot of times I have to try to remind myself not to mush all my words together.
Yeah?
Because I kind of just smush them all together.
You're a smusher?
Yeah. Yeah, I smush. I'd be smushing.
Yeah. You think Jaffe's a smusher? I think Jaffe might smush.
He might smush.
Looks like he
Look, he's so happy.
K-Dubs Bull. This is for one Hot Pocket Tech. Thank you. Bunny said this would get me into heaven. Thank you, Grassfed.
You're getting a good spot, grass fed.
I saw earlier we had our friend leave it to Bubby. Just trying to start a train. Can we get a $2 train going around? It's not a lot of money. Let's get a $2 train going around. If we keep getting a train, Jaffe and Bunny will dance on screen.
No, we won't. I won't.
Yeah. Jaffe will dance for the $2 train.
No, I won't.
That's what you're gonna get.
That's where we're at.
No, but here's what you will get. You'll get to watch me use this that just came in the mail.
Are those teeth whitening strips? What is
Shut
that?
up! There, it's a vapor inhaler. I'm so excited because I
sniffy stick.
Ace, what do you want, buddy? I ain't dancing. No.
Why won't you dance for the good people in the chat?
Because I don't know how to dance. Thank you, Grass-Fed. We appreciate it, buddy.
Choo choo! Get to dancing.
Do I even game, bruh? You know what? I'm tired of people asking me that. I have gamed and talked about games and made games since, all of them since I was a little kid. I take a couple of months away to focus.
Solar Edge.
Thank you, Solar Edge. We appreciate it, buddy.
Choo-choo.
Thank you very much. I take a couple of months away to focus on building something else for the channel. And people coming at me. Relax, not you, One Pump. It's like there's other things in the
Mish, choo choo. We're gonna keep interrupting Jaffe with these.
Place. No, you can't go up there. No, Ace.
Chugga,
no,
chugga,
no.
chugga, 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 chugga. Choo choo.
What do? Do I just sniff it? Thank you, Mish.
Yeah, you take off the cap.
Thank you, Butterfly.
Choo choo. Bunny, can we get a dance, Bunny? I mean, like just
nice.
sitting down,
That's
just like a little,
nice. I like that.
little hands.
I was singing a song.
Oh, I'm going to do that all day. Woo, make your head pop off.
Read and see. I think it says don't do it more than a certain number of times. But also,
fuck them.
Packages lie all the time.
Go fucking
yeah, who reads the back of packages?
K-Nubs, thank you.
Angel plays.
Now,
Brian
I
says,
will
choo-choo.
I will not dance, but I will sing. I will tell you a story about something that happened on a train once.
Oh.
Leave it to
Hold it
Bubby.
for the end of the train.
Okay.
Leave it to Bubby. $2. Choo choo. I do want to say, Jaffe, someone sent me an article about you recently. I'll do this while the train's going on. It's about your video game career.
Okay.
So, for those that don't know, Jaffe made the game God of War. I don't know if y'all are familiar with God of War, but he made the game God of War. And at the time, he was running a blog because he's an old fart. You know, he does blogs and stuff, little journals online. And in his blog for the Dice Awards, I think it was the Dice Awards, right? He writes, "Yeah, it'd be nice if we won like a Dice Award for God of War. You know, my team worked really hard on it, but it's kind of like a shitty award ceremony." Morgan, Awesome Tatum says Morgan said to do the mashed potato dance. Hell yeah. Thank you, Awesome Tatum.
Thank you,
So
Tatum.
in this article, he's like, if we win one, whatever, you know, it's not like, you know, it's just like peers giving awards to peers. It's not that big of a deal.
Thank you,
Mish
Mish.
Train, choo choo.
Choo choo.
Funny, he said it'd be nice if we like win one, I guess, maybe two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went and won 7 awards. 7 fucking awards, Bunny.
I'm not surprised.
Game of the
It's
year.
Jaffe.
He was out here saying, my team did good work. Like
Thank you,
deserve
Ludium.
something."
Thank you, Ludium.
He's like, maybe I'll get one. Oh, 2 would be crazy. 7 awards, Bunny.
Why is this?
Yeah.
This is not a good story.
One of the most highly
Jaffe.
decorated awards out there for video games.
Yeah.
7.
He's the best.
Angel Plays. For fuck's sake, Tech, and the Angel Plays kills me every time. Oh, it says Brian. Sorry, Brian. I'll say Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you, Brian and Ludium. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
That's right. JD says now he doesn't care about awards. I don't. It's stupid. But I don't blame someone who's never gotten an award like that. I get it. It's like having really rich people tell you, you know, I made all this money and it doesn't really mean anything. Well, that's easy to say when you've made the money. It doesn't mean what they've learned isn't true. But as I always quote Kanye, having money's not everything, but not having it is. And I think until you get the awards, you can't really understand how vapid the experience is.
Butterfly 420 chugging along.
Thank you, Butterfly. I was on a train once, you see. Well, actually, that's not even true. I was on a train. Okay. My daddy used to take us to lots of places when we were little kids. And he took us to a thing called the Freedom Train that went around in all over the country to celebrate the 200th anniversary of America. And it was a train that you went in at the beginning and you stood in front of, you stood on a conveyor belt and it moved you down.
Nice story. Tiny Tacos at $2 says, feel like I'm stealing if I don't contribute something. Choo choo. Keep going, Jaffe.
And it moved you down and you got to see the story of America played out in very poor 1970s era animatronics, right? And my dad knew people who worked on the railways, and as that train left...
Sorry, Jaffe. Mission $2. Train. Choo choo. Brian out here saying Jaffe's lying when he was a kid. There was no trains. Haha, Jaffe's old. Choo choo.
I hope you're dead tomorrow when you wake up. Tiny Tacos, thank you, Mish. Thank you, Angel Pallies, Brian. Thank you. So... the Freedom Train pulls out, and this other train comes on a little bit later, and my dad's like, oh, I used to know the guy who ran the caboose. And back in the day, there was a caboose on all these trains, and there was a guy back there with a light, and to make sure that people could see the back of the train so they didn't run into it, or, you know, it was different times. And we're like, oh, that's cool. And my dad used to let us put quarters on the track and it would smush, and my dad and my brother are going back to the car and I'm walking back with him as the caboose goes by. And I said, oh, Dad, I saw your friend. He's waving at us. And my dad says, there haven't been caboose people for 30
Ludicrous with
years.
$2.
And he
Choo,
said
choo.
that my friend died like 20 years ago. Now, I saw it. My brother always says I never saw it. But I saw it in Alabama in the back of a caboose. It was a guy with a little fucking light. It's a guy with a little fucking light. That's my train story. Lunicorn.
Philip, if you want to prove him wrong, you can donate $2, Philip.
There's nothing to prove right or wrong. My dad also took us to Pizitz, which was a shopping store at Christmas.
Say that in 2025.
And there was an animatronic Christmas tree, and it would talk to you. and I guess clearly there was a actor in the back of the Christmas tree. But the mouth would move. And my brother and I picked up the fake snow and threw it at the tree. And then we walked on. And my dad found
Plane
out.
led forward with $2. Train, choo, choo.
Thank you, Lane. Thank you, Lane. Thank you, Mish. You guys are knuckleheads. So he throws the goddamn snow at the train, at the Pizitz talking Christmas tree. And my dad finds out, and he made us go back in line and apologize to the goddamn Christmas tree. And we thought that was so stupid because it's a fucking Christmas tree. And then the Christmas tree said,
"Leave it to Bubby. You started this. Only you can stop it. Choo, choo."
The Christmas tree said, "Don't worry about it. You guys aren't going to have a good Christmas anyway. Have you seen your noses, Jew?"
Oh, no.
Is what the actor said. But it was coming out of the voice of the Christmas tree.
What?
That's awful.
I made up the last part, but everything else is totally true. Everything else is totally true. Can you imagine? And so yeah, it would be crazy. And just so you know, Pizitz talking, I'll show it to you. Christmas tree. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, it's, here it is right here. That was it. You can find whatever the fuck you want on the internet, boys and girls. That was the Pizitz talking Christmas tree. There you go.
Wow,
all right. It was pretty creepy, but I was a kid. I thought it was pretty cool. All right. Okay. Soda and Sadness says that's what it was like growing up black. In Alabama, for sure, I would imagine. Now, let's talk about near-death experiences, shall we?
Soda and Sadness wants to hop into the call. Do you want to talk to him?
When we get to the Discord.
Okay.
We're not doing calls yet.
Solar Edge. Choo choo. W. Old man Jaffe story L.
Why would it be an L, moron? It's a great fucking story.
I think it was the Jew part.
I just had to add a little flourish at the end. It's not. I was raised Jewish. I'm not anti-Semitic.
Bunny, give us a little Jewish flourish. Thanks, Bunny.
What? I don't
Bunny,
even know.
do a little Jewish flourish.
The closest Bunny has ever been to a Jew is probably
It's the
watching a
Rastafarian
fucking
Asian man.
My
It's like
best friend growing up was Jewish. Thank you very much.
was like watching a Spielberg film, is what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
I hadn't talked to her in a long time.
Yeah, well,
She moved.
oh, she moved.
She did.
The mob
She moved
founder,
and had a baby.
the Appalachian Jew. Come on now. Wait, you're telling me there are Jews in Appalachia?
Appalachia.
There was one family.
There was no goddamn Jews in Appalachia.
Yes!
You have a bigger chance of seeing the Sasquatch in the goddamn Appalachian forest than you have seen a Jew up
Sasquatch?
there. There are no Jews in Appalachia.
That just feels racist.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be.
Wow.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be. I'm saying there probably aren't. Were there black people in Appalachia?
There was one family of black people that lived outside of my town.
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember who the comedian was, very famous comedian. But the joke was, he comes to town, he says, "Hey, where do the Jews hang out?" And the local guy says, "See that tree?" I mean,
That's a joke for sure, I guess.
it's horrible. Horrible.
Wow.
Well, I
I live somewhere else now, and there's a lot of black people and Jewish people and Mexicans, so make fun of me now.
Philip Jaffe says crazy, but not out of the realm of possibility for 1970s Alabama.
Yeah. Jaffe, have you ever seen the ghost in the courthouse window in Reform, Alabama? I want to say that was in this book called Jeffrey's 13 Alabama Ghosts, which before we get to near-death experiences, this picture terrorized me and my classmates and almost everyone at school. You could check this book out of the library, and this was the creepiest fucking picture. Jeff Jeffrey 13 Alabama Ghost. And the author is at the back of the book, and then she has a picture apparently of Jeffrey. And this scared the shit out of me. Let's see, there's got to be a better picture. Oh, look at it. Look at it right there. Now, looking at it now, you'd think the school and the parents would say, dude, but look what a strange fucking image that is. It's not like it's a guy or a guy in a sheet. That's such a surreal, weird, proportioned body existing thing that scared the fuck out of us. And in it, there was a story about a courthouse where a guy had gotten hung, and he was so tall that they had to dig a hole underneath him, and he hung. But then every night, if you go and you fill up the hole, the next morning it'll be dug again. And apparently that's like his ghost doing that. So, but this was a terrifying book in growing up. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to read you guys. Oh, are we still okay? Mish for the Butterball dance. Thank you. Solar Edge Chooch. Where the we had another one in there I wanted to get. I didn't want to miss it. No one's doing a Butterball dance. If Tech won't wear a diaper, I ain't doing a goddamn dance. Fuck you.
You should.
No, I shouldn't.
Just put the diaper on, Tech.
I'll oil up.
No. If I want you to think about something, Tech. Now, I'm a guy who absolutely values and promotes and thinks sex work should be legal and celebrated. Our culture would be so much better. Okay?
Sex
but
work is work.
I don't want to be one. If the only way this show, I want you to think about what you're saying. Think about how shitty we are at our jobs and how much we don't deserve.
You're conflating the idea by the only way with a good way. All right. There's a difference there.
I would rather be good enough to earn their money than doing a fucking Butterball dance and you wearing now I would like to see you wearing the diaper, because that's just great comedy.
Clip that.
That's just great. That's just comedy gold. But come on.
The diaper, Jaffe wants it.
All right, let's move forward. Right, so yeah, Philip says there are no Jews in Appalachia. You can move there and be king of the Jews. It's true. It's totally true. It's like, well,
your brother's funny. Why is he not on a show?
Okay, that's a joke from the same comedian. I don't remember if it was George Carlin, but look, I was going to let him get away with it until you started praising him and insulting me, because he took that from a goddamn comedian just like I did. But I attributed the comedian.
Good job, Philip.
When I said, where did Jews hang out to see that tree?
I must have been friends with the only Jewish family in all of the Appalachian Mountains, because my best friend was Jewish.
By the way, chat, guess what? I have fantastic news for you. Wonderful news. Bunny's going to say, money me, please, because we are officially only, what's the number?
I don't know.
$75 away from getting face painted.
We're 120. No, we're more. We're more. Awesome Tatum just kicked us up. We are $123 away. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. We are, what are we, Tech? $73 away.
Yeah.
From getting the makeup. Okay, good.
$73.
Thank you, Tatum. Don't say money me yet, though.
Choo choo.
Because I really do want to start this story.
Money.
Yeah. Okay, well,
thank you, K-Nubs.
Thank you, K-Nubs. Go ahead, Bunny. Go ahead.
Bunny, get close to the camera and money me.
Okay. And I really do want to reach this one, because I want to see Tech. I want to see what Tech does.
He's never put on makeup.
I know, but he says that he has like artistic abilities and stuff.
I am very
not autistic.
Yeah, I am very.
It kind of sounded like
it's both. It's both of them. I'm very artistic and autistic, but I used to do theater. That's where all the girls like to rub up on you. So that's why I did it.
Yeah,
Mish, $2 Butterball dance train. Come on, Jaffe. Come on, Jaffe. Let's do Butterball together.
Okay.
Thank you, Mish.
Is that what
I don't know what the Butterball dance is, to be honest.
I know. I was about to say, I don't know what that is. Do Tootsie Roll.
I don't know what that is either.
Okay. Well then, it's kind of like the butterfly.
I don't know how to dance.
I don't know what the fuck the butterfly is either. How do you know all these dance moves?
Look, you have to
Because
understand.
I was born in the 90s.
My dancing.
Born at the end of the night.
I always get made fun of when I dance. and it's because
Good.
you fuck. I'm not even joking with you guys. I dance to the melody. I don't dance
I was
to
gonna
the.
say you ain't got no rhythm.
I do. I was in the band. I understand rhythm. I can count. I can stay on time and all that. And it's not that I don't hear the rhythm, but I lose myself in the artistry of dance. Right. So I'm not sitting there. I'm not thinking about. My mind doesn't immediately go to the rhythm. I can hear it.
Yeah.
But my mind goes to the lyrics. And so I'll dance to the melody of the lyrics. And
Like
people
interpretive dancing.
not even meant to be. I'm just like, that's what I hear. That's what moves me with the song, right? So if there's a song that's like, I don't know, give me what's the Bruno Mars thing that was a big hit about 5 years ago? Uptown Funk,
I'll
right?
catch a grenade for you.
No.
Ryan with the choo choo. Do the truffle shuffle tech. I don't know what that is either.
It's from the Goonies. Go watch a movie.
Yeah. Hey Google, when did the Goonies come out?
1985.
Hey Google, shut up. Right, June 7th, 1985.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch a film 12 years older than I am for fun. Yeah, okay.
It's called having some fucking,
How old are you, Jaffe?
54.
What year were you born?
1971. Have I watched films from the 40s and 50s and 60s and the 20s? You got him right.
Yeah, how sad.
Because I'm a fucking student of cinema.
I'm a student of cinema. Yeah, sure. You were just bored.
Thank you, Mish. Thank you, Butterfly. No, I wanted to learn about great movies, and I did.
Bunny, this whole train, someone has made a request. Bunny, please crip walk dance.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm not gonna crip walk right.
Come on, Bunny. We made like
I'd have to
$60.
move my ottoman. I'd have to move my camera.
Just do it on the couch.
Time
walk on the couch.
Bandits is a good film. It is a very good film. I was very disappointed that the series was not very good. I hadn't seen it, but I heard it wasn't very good. But anyway, okay. So if you're doing like Uptown Funk, give me a song that I can like. Anyway, the point is, if a song has a beat like people will move to that. But if under or on top of it's whatever. Here she comes, here comes Speed Racer, whatever. I'm moving to that, and I look like a fucking idiot, especially because no one's matching me. Don't awe me like I'm some kind of.
It's like you're dancing inside out. I like it.
I like it too.
New.
Listen. I there was a 18 and under dance club in the South called Sneakers. And me and my friend Carrie went to Florida for spring break one year, and we drank a little. We went to this club, and we hooked up with this girl named Chris Quinn. I shouldn't say that out loud, but anyway.
Both you hooked up with her?
No, we were both. No, not this. The point is, she was delightful.
They linked up.
We went to this club, and we came back, and we're like, we're really good dancers. So we went to this club. Oh my God!
Macarena.
Nobody cares. Shut up. Hey, Mish, we love you. Thank you, Mish.
Nubs, choo choo. Come on, chat. Let's get tech oiled up from Gold Door.
You goddamn right. All right.
I can get oil painted up.
All right. Do we want to just not do near death tonight and keep talking? We can do that, but
keep talking, Jaffe. What's about you and your friend hooking up with the same girl?
No,
I want to hear about the dancing. They didn't hook up. They met up with her.
It was a terrible dance. I was terrible at it, and nobody ever told me. I've been to dancing lessons. I'm not good at it.
What kind of dance lesson?
Me and my ex, we took swing class lessons, which was
your ex were swinging.
And it was fun.
I always wanted to take swing dancing.
It was fun, and we would go. But that's a very specific. Like, here are the moves. Here's how they link. But if it's just like go on the dance floor, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck to do. Yeah. So, But swing dancing was fun. I mean, I was terrible at it, but I had a good time doing it, Good workout, too. Good God. Hello, Black Lightning. Good to see you. All right. Are we doing near death or not? Ask the chat, Tech. Put up a poll. Do we want a near death and make that our final topic tonight? Or are we like, no, fuck it. Let's go to the cellar and do free chat. Do near death tomorrow. Up to you guys. Although we're going to the cellar, but we're not doing makeup. How far are we away from the makeup, Tech?
You have me doing a poll and hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did 3 fucking shows over on Lolcow. You can fucking do a poll and.
Whoa, Jaffe!
What?
What?
We're only $60 away.
All right, well,
Whoa.
I'll tell you what. We'll do near death. Let's not.
Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna show them. Did you even look at the document I made? No, I bet you didn't.
I did, but we can talk about that as well. I assume you'll have something to say when I show you some of this stuff.
I'm gonna show the chat. Share my screen, Jaffe.
All right.
Let me know when they see it. Granny have bunny button major.
We
major
see
screen.
it. We see it, but it's
Look
small.
at this.
Hello, Mario.
I wrote an introduction to unveiling the experiences. I got common tapestries of what is seen, out-of-body experiences, OBEs, the tunnel,
right?
lights.
What's your point?
Look at all the work I put into fucking near-death experiences.
I'm ready to talk about it, or we can move it to tomorrow.
I even have this like categorized how fucking frequently reported this is based on research.
But you act like
most people have out-of-body experiences. Look at the tunnel, the void thing. Only 34% of people experience that.
You act like I'm saying I don't want to do it. I'm asking if we should do it. I have clips.
57% of people say
yes.
they see like their dead loved ones.
Yes, I know. It's a fascinating topic that spun me into an existential debate with my brain today, and I was struggling for a little bit.
Over 3/4 of people.
It's like he's not even listening when I answer. Why am I?
I hear you. This is for the chat, okay? This is for them.
Look, I'm like Bradley Whitford. No, not Bradley Whitford. What's the guy's name in The Hangover? What's the guy's name? Not Galifianakis, the star of The Hangover.
Yeah.
Brad. He was in Limitless. Whatever his name is.
He's on my works cited.
Brad. He won that Oscar for the show with Gaga. Bradley Cooper. There you go. Thank you, Brian.
Bradley Cooper.
So I'm like him in Limitless, but I have this. So I'm way ahead of you, Tech. I just sniffed this.
Here's a timeline of like the most prominent ones in history, right?
No one gives a shit because they're not going to read it. I have clips. I have
a lot of words.
Yeah. Look.
I was working on show notes. All right.
Look,
okay, Chad,
I want you to talk about what you learned. Fuck it, we're doing it.
No, it's okay, Chad.
Put up the poll. Put up the poll. Find out if they want to talk about it. They may not be interested in near-death experiences. They may be scared. They may go, I don't want to know anything about that. I don't want to know any.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Norbert says that's a little sad. Is it that he did work? No. See, that's what you should. This is what pisses me off. And I'm from a different generation. This is what you should demand of people who stream for you. Not that they just roll in and show up and shoot the shit for 20 hours. We're prepped. We have clips. We have research. Now, again, that doesn't mean it's going to be good. It could still be rubbish. But to say that that's sad, no, he's working. He's working. He's creating. Shut up, Mario. All right.
I was trying.
You did great. I don't know what it says.
It was beautiful. It
All right.
rhymed and everything.
All right, the poll wants it. We're going in. And we're going to start, and you can hate me if you want, with 2 poems. I know. But it's relevant, okay? This is a poem, and I'm not a big poetry guy, but I was an English major at college. And look at Bunny's face. She's like, I'm going to fucking cut your dick off.
Why you gotta be mean?
I was an English major in college, and we were exposed to a lot of poetry. There's this one that stuck with me to the point that I kept the book and everything, from Wordsworth, and it's his ode to immortality. But it's just this part, and it stuck with me. It says, "Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. Our birth, listen now, our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness, not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy." So we come to this planet, we come to this life with some kind of recall, some kind of memory of what came before. Our birth, when we are born, we sleep and we forget. And as we get older, we forget more and more. When my dad, here's the second poem, and this is a huge epic poem by Wordsworth, but that was the part I'll never forget. It really rang true for me for some reason. When my dad was dying at home of hospice, the hospice nurses came and they have these little booklets they give out, because it's probably, most people don't encounter death all that frequently, certainly not in such a controlled manner. And at the back of the book was a poem, and I'm sure many people have heard it. It's a very famous poem about dying, okay? And it's called Gone From My Sight, and this struck me as well. And it flows into the near-death experience stuff. It says, I'm standing on the seashore, a ship at my side, spreads her white sails to the moving breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, there, she is gone. Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast, hull, and spar as she was when she left my side. And she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at that moment, when someone says, there, she is gone, there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, here she comes. And that is dying, right? This idea of leaving this place and going back where people are waiting for you. Now, is this all simply comfort? Is this all bullshit? I don't know. I don't care, but it resonates with me. And I want to just play this. Now, here's the traditional near-death experience that I think everybody's heard, which is like, okay, whatever. I'll play like a minute of this. This is a lady telling a relatively famous story about a woman who had an operation and had a near-death experience. This is what she says.
Now, during the surgery, Pam's eyes were completely taped shut. So they've got her on the table, okay? Her body temperature's brought down to 50 degrees. Her heart's completely stopped. She is no longer breathing. Her eyes are taped shut. She cannot open them even if she wanted to with her heart stopped and not breathing and no blood in her brain. And they put these small earplugs with speakers into her ears. Now, these speakers, they were like playing different clicks and sounds, which was used to check Pam's brainstem function to basically ensure that she was reading flat on the EEG. So having these little clicks playing in her ears, which honestly would have probably been torture if she was able to hear them, was that a way if her brain ever started to work again, it would show on the EEG. Her brain was completely non-responsive with no blood in it, right? Now during it, Pam said that she heard a sound like D natural, which is the music note D, and that this music note D or D natural seemed to pull her out of her body and allowed her to literally float above the operating room table and watch the doctors perform her surgery. Pam said during this, she felt more aware than normal and her vision was more focused and clearer than normal. Basically, as she was floating
okay, now you're going to hear her talk in a second.
Procedure on her again. Eyes taped shut, heart's not beating, no blood in her brain, body core temperature at 50 degrees. She's out of there. Nothing showing up on the EEG. She's floating above the table. Her senses became so hyper aware. It was like she had more than 5 senses, and it's hard to explain because it's hard to comprehend the way that she explained it. But then Pam would say that she was able to see this like electric saw that was pulled out to use on her, and she described it to look kind of like an electric toothbrush, which is a real tool that was being used. There is no way that she would have been able to know what that tool was. She was able to describe all the little gadgets around it.
Okay, so the gist of this, and I know what you want me to respond to, Tech, and I will, but hang on. The gist of this, though, is this is a very traditional near-death experience story, and it's compelling for a lot of people. However, science does a pretty good job explaining all of this, to an extent. Whether it's that the brain is able to view itself separate from its body, even though it's not really doing that, it's able to construct an illusion of being outside of itself, and fill in the gaps that it can't actually see. Or memory is malleable and you're able to fill in gaps with things that you've seen in movies or heard in stories or seen on TV. And so a lot of the, and even the brain that doesn't have any blood in it, doesn't actually mean that there is no activity. And we'll get to that in just a second. But I bring this up only because the last time we talked about this, Tech was very, to some extent, rightly so, skeptical about it, going, none of this proves anything and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's important to be skeptical in all this stuff. But what I'm about to show you does start to make me wonder a little bit more. But before I get there, I want to thank our delightful, wonderful sponsor, Canty, goddamned Canty. Canty, thank you so much for that incredibly generous super chat again this evening. You and all of the folks, but tonight you and Mish, I think it was Mish, you guys both showed up and really showed out. I don't know what that means when you say show out. I don't know if that means like you're fucking somebody or it doesn't matter, Canty. Get it, girl. Okay. The point is, Canty, we love you. And we sure do appreciate that support, our dear friend.
Thank you, Canty.
Thanks, buddy.
Bunny, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunny, can you read Tracy's comment? Oh no, she retracted.
It was dumb. It was Tracy's mad. Tracy used to be a friend of the fucking show. She used to call in. And she's always mean now. Like, what do we do to Tracy? I'm not even joking, Tracy. We were delighted when you would call into the Discord and talk to you and stuff. And now you're just like mad all the time. Is something
Tracy,
going?
do you think you stole my sparkle? Is that what it is?
The message was like, Tech was raised by a dad. Tech was raised by a dad that Tech was raised by the dad. Tech was raised by alcohol.
I think Tracy's being currently raised by alcohol is what I think's going on. I had a tracheotomy, says Huey, and they paralyzed me with drugs and didn't sedate me enough, so I heard and could feel the doctors doing the surgery. So you could feel the pain, but you couldn't tell them anything? Is that what? I mean, you could sue the fuck out of those motherfuckers. Not that should be your first concern, but holy shit.
Before you get put under, they read you that all that could happen, and you got to sign stuff like literally right before they put you under. And
all right, Tatum, good to see you, buddy.
There's a chance you could feel stuff.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, that's why they were saying though that they put the, they put the stuff on her eyes and ears and stuff because they wanted to make sure that if there was activity, they knew it wasn't being stimulated from the environment or whatever. But anyway, thank you, thank you, Canty. We sure do appreciate it, buddy. Okay. But the bigger point though is that this is the kind of stuff that I'm not saying it can all be explained away, but there are explanations. And again, I went through, all of the things that this woman has claimed because she's one of the most famous NDEs, that people say, well, how could it do that? Right? The brain can simulate being out of the body, seeing while eyes are shut. All of it's explainable. Okay. But then I got this email and I got rid of the name of the person because I didn't know if he wanted to share it. But I just want to read this to you. He says, Jaffe, this might be of interest to you. When my atheist stepdad had a stroke, he had similar experiences to the video, which I'll play a little bit of in a minute. Initially, I prayed over him in the name of Jesus, and he waved me off at one point. Later, after he had those experiences, I just reminded him to call Jesus' name if he found himself in trouble. I reminded him that Jesus would accept him if he accepted Jesus. After he died, my half-sister and I both had a dream on the same night that he was fully restored. My sister is not a believer, yet we had no similar stimuli other than losing him that would cause the dream. Initially, I thought I had the dream because his ashes arrived at my house that day. However, I did not tell my sister of the arrival before finding out we had identical dreams. I am a believer. I still attempt to rationally explain these things. I try to rule out anything I know from psychology, physics, sociology, etc. So I'm going to play this. But before I play this, I do want to play this one other clip with this Theo Von guy who I know everybody knows. I'm stunned that this guy has I'm not saying he's bad, but he just kind of seems like a guy who hangs out in front of the 7-Eleven, which is probably why he's so successful. I couldn't tell you. But he's talking to this guy who did a lot of research on near death. And I want you to just hear what he says here about what is common. And remember that other woman was talking about when she was floating, all of her senses were heightened, right? This is kind of a relatively, what do you mean don't be a prick? A prick to who? What are you talking about? This is a common thing a lot of these people experience. I'm not shitting on Theo, you moron. I'm responding to him. He's an entertainer who puts himself out there. I'm using his clip because I clearly like it. I don't have anything against him. I'm saying when the camera cuts to Theo and this ain't him, it looks like a dude who's like, where do you want me to hang this flat screen TV? I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's kind of a weird bit of a shock to what my expectations would be. Good God. Here we go.
Wow. Described. It's very different from what we've known everywhere on our earthly life. It's literally a non-physical realm. Movement is non-physical. Communication is essentially always telepathic. Time is almost invariably described as either radically different from earthly time or not existing at all. In this realm, this unearthly, beautiful, heavenly realm, there can be encounters with deceased loved ones. There can be a review of a part or all of their prior life called a life review. At this point, they can be colors like in plants and landscape that are so beautiful.
So you start, now just because people have similar experiences like this doesn't mean that it's true. It could just mean they're having similar experiences. But things like time being very, very different, your senses being heightened, you're about to hear a couple of those. Now, I am going to play 2 clips. We'll stop it and talk about them as we go. But this is the one that the guy whose dad died, and he told him, hey, pray to Jesus when he had the stroke. And apparently he thinks what his dad went through is what this guy in the video went through, which is why he had a dream where his dad was totally healed. Which is why, as much as Ember's Arcade drives me mad, he would be a good guy to offer some insight if he's watching, but because he's a very religious fella. Here you go. But this guy, well, you'll see. I'm not going to play the whole clip. I'll just jump around. Tech, let me know when it's time to move on from one clip, because I can't tell.
I got you.
You goddamn right.
So one guy that I interviewed, Howard, was an atheist professor. He had tenure. He was on an art tour in France. His duodenum ruptures, so he's spilling poison into his gut cavity. Basically, you have about 5 to 8 hours and you die. And after 8 hours, he died. Now he thought. He was a materialist. He thought when you die, you unplug the computer, it goes dead. There's nothing. First, he's confused. He finds himself standing up by the bed suddenly, and he had felt the worst he'd ever felt in his life, and now he feels wonderful. He said, I felt great. I felt like Superman, you know.
So again, we've got another person who's basically saying, I separate from my body, and I feel amazing. I feel my senses are heightened, just like that other woman said, right?
He's confused about what is that in the bed, because wasn't he just laying there? But these people come and they call to him in the hallway. It's kind of like this welcoming committee, and they're saying, Howard, we're here.
Hang on. Red Dorothy says all the videos are about them seeing hell and changing. Where's the people who see heaven and still say, I don't want to die? Oh, he's coming up. It's very interesting.
For you, come with us. And he thinks it's a hospital staff. And he says, I need surgery. And he says, we know all about you. Come. We've been waiting for you. Come with us. Don't you want to get better? And so he follows them. Time works differently on the other side. Near-death experiencers would say to me, someone would say, well, there was no time. But others would say, no, there was time. but there was all the time you needed. Like nothing was rushed, nothing was hurried. And I talk in
Again, like that other guy said, right? The sense of time either doesn't exist or it's different. And this, I don't know if there's any basis to what he's about to say, his theory of time in the afterlife, but it's pretty interesting. Here he goes.
Imagine Heaven about how, we have one-dimensional time moving in one direction, but if you had even two-dimensional time, for every point on our timeline, there would be another ray of time where you would experience all the time you needed at each point before the next moment happened in a linear timeline. And that's exactly what near-death experiencers are saying. Howard ends up, they lead him into a darkness that they commonly say is darker than any dark we've ever seen. Just pitch black. But he's pushing against them now more and more, like, where are you taking me? We've gone too far. Now they're starting to push him. Now they're starting to mock him. And now starting to, like, and he realizes they're deceiving me. So he
Pause real
starts
quick,
to try to
Jaffe.
get away.
Is this other guy with the fish on his hat just mogging?
No,
Is he just out here like?
No, he's
I'm distracted.
he's the host, and so I cut a lot of him out because I this is like a 30-minute thing I went through and just took the salient points.
No, I get it, but like, look at him.
The man is
he's so
talking
serious.
about. Listen to the man's story, for the love of God. Just listen. By the way, Nemo.
listening.
Well, okay, then focus on the right thing. I don't know. He looks like a guy in the Village People. I don't fucking know what to tell you about the guy.
He's upset, Bunny. Why is he so mad?
Because this is fascinating.
He's
Nemo,
sassy.
thank you. Just want to say I love you guys. Best show. Thank you, Nemo. We appreciate it very, very much. Also, Stick, I'm not done with you. I never talk shit about blue-collar workers because they're blue-collar. And I wasn't even talking shit about the Theo guy. I was saying, visually speaking, he looks like a dude who is like, working at the Best Buy, kind of like just hanging out like the guys in 40-Year-Old Virgin, smashing the neon tubes in the back and hanging your flat screen. I think you're a little sensitive, sir. A little sensitive, sir. I didn't say, you know what? Fuck you, K-Nubs. Fuck you, K-Nubs. God.
And now they start to just go.
K-Nub says, he says, oh, so people with mustaches are gay now, according to Jaffe. He looks like I grew up with the Village People, okay? And he looks like one of the guys, I think it was the cop or the cowboy in the Village People. I don't feel good anymore. I don't want to be. I don't want to. Here, I'm going to do it.
Just take a whiff.
Oh, delightful. Delightful. Matthew says the show has the worst case of ADD. You have to understand, Matthew. That's the only shtick we've got.
He has to oil up.
Go at it. I have interviewed Howard on this maybe 4 times, and he tells me to a certain point what they did to him, and then he says, I can't go any farther because it took me years to overcome that. But imagine the worst prison scene and the worst things people can do to you, and they did it all. He realizes something.
Text going, well, that doesn't sound so bad now that I'm thinking about it. But he was in a really bad place, this atheist professor Howard guy. He's not enjoying being close to death, okay?
Realizes these people are my kindred spirits. He realizes that they are like I was on earth. And he said to me, I didn't really care about my students.
Thanks, Bubby.
I used them and I used people to glorify myself. I wasn't faithful to my wife. I didn't pay much attention to my kids. It was all about me and my kingdom. And he said he realized these people were his kindred spirits, but without the goodness, the kindness, the love that we do experience some of here. But that all comes from God. So I believe that God is love. I think near-death experiencers testify to that all over the world. And that the reason God created us is for love. the one thing that is necessity.
So he does go in a lot of, again, what's similar. Now he's ascribing it to religious reasons, but there are similar. I feel amazing. I don't want to go back. I feel bathed in this warmth and glow, and it feels like I am loved. I am taken care of. Why would I want to wake up from this? A lot of people report that. Tech, I'm sure in your research you found this, correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
The majority of people, over 80%, feel like they were so happy in that moment that they could have just been okay with death.
And all of that could be brain chemicals. And we're going to get to that because there's a wonderful skeptic coming up that you'll see.
For love to be real is free will.
Mm-hmm.
And so so God will do anything for anyone to take us as his own children.
So I don't want to, we can talk about this, but the gist of it is he starts praying to Jesus. He doesn't really know anything about praying, but he starts saying things like, God bless America, just anything with God in it. And this light comes and it's Jesus, and he pulls him out of this darkness, and he comes out of it and he becomes a pastor. And apparently this has happened to a handful of other people that this guy has talked to. Okay. So atheist becomes religious after having this experience. Fine. There's a whole other show about my struggle personally with the idea that you're in this bad way because you haven't found Jesus. And it's like, but I don't want to derail it, right? So this is kind of the religious extreme of you have this experience, maybe your culture affected what you saw on the other side or in your brain. Doesn't really prove anything, but it does show the power of these experiences to affect change in people's real lives, and it shows a lot of similar things that people experience. Now, the last one I'm going to show you is the one Bunny's already seen. We played it yesterday because he's also the guy that thought he was dead for about 2 weeks, but he was in the hospital and he was dying, and the doctor said to him, it's like, dude, this is an emergency, and he said he saw a hole in the ground, a black hole off to his right open up, and he felt he was being pulled towards it. And then he suddenly saw his father in the edge of the bed saying, don't worry, it's okay, come with me. This guy is an atheist. He is a writer. He is logical. This is a little bit of his story. He was on Joe Rogan. The whole interview is great, but I just cut the near-death experience part. So here we go.
To the ultimate front line. I went to my own mortality. The front line we're all headed to. And that most of us are scared of. And I was allowed to look over the edge, and then I came back. I was allowed to come back. Did I come back with sacred knowledge? In other words, with knowledge that would be helpful to me and to other people lead their lives, and with less fear, more dignity, etc. And the big question that I had to answer for myself was, what the hell did I see with my father? What was that?
I would love to put the volume up, but it's all the way up. On my screen, it's all the way up on the Discord. Let me make sure there's not one other thing. Maybe it's not up here, though. Maybe this will make a difference, because I hear you, and it's up at 91. Try this. Is this better?
And does that mean that
It's about the
there's
same.
something, quote, more, right? Is there something after we die that we can sort of look forward to and count on? Or is it just the dying brain hallucinating some shit because we're so friggin' scared, and the synapses are shorting out and it's going haywire, and that's what you get. You see some weird stuff, right?
And this is what I love about this guy, is that he's not emerging from this as a religious person. He's still got the skeptic brain, but he does arrive at a place at the end that we'll show you in a second where it's like, that's interesting. And Bunny, you've watched this, right? You said you watched this interview?
Yeah, I've watched this. Yeah.
Which is it? And so I started researching NDEs, near-death experiences. And there's a whole body of literature, a whole body of knowledge, and frankly, a whole cottage industry, somewhat shameless cottage industry around that, proof of heaven, blah, blah, blah. But, the flakiness aside, there's some legit, there's It's very, very common.
Who is the guy? He's a war reporter and a journalist, but I'll get you his name. I forget.
And the NDEs that people have had, thousands of cases of them from all over the world, different societies, different cultures, even different ages. There are historical accounts of this. And the interesting thing about them, if you give a room full of people LSD, they'll have a wide variety of hallucinations. And we know how that works, right? We know what happens in the brain when you take LSD. No big mystery there. And they'll...
Oh, Lord Vega. There you go, buddy. Sebastian Younger, right. That's the guy Bunny was telling us about, Lord Vega.
Yeah, that's my Vega.
And then she says, go look at his videos. And I'm like, holy shit, that fucking face is cool. I don't know if it's a mask or... Good to see you, buddy. Stick solid. Bunny and Tech, what are your opinions on David belittling blue-collar workers in their chosen professions? I'm genuinely sickened. You're a fucking moron.
I hate when he does it. He does it so often. It's awful. It's horrendous.
You know what? My dad was the ultimate blue-collar worker. Go fuck yourself, idiot.
What'd he do?
He ran and owned junkyards, but he worked on them
That's
too.
pretty blue-collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty blue-collar.
Will hallucinate a whole
What
bunch
does
of
your dad
things,
do, Bunny?
Right.
We're watching a show about NDEs.
Yeah, and I'm chatting up because it's boring. All right, Bunny, what your
Are
dad
you
doing?
telling me this guy's boring? If it is, I'll turn it off.
He's a little boring, but chatting is okay.
Chat-
Chat rate has gone down dramatically. Chat, one, if you want to keep watching Dead Man. Two, if you think it's time. But Bunny, while they do that,
But
what's your dad
wait
do
a
for
minute.
work?
Wait a minute. How in the fuck can you say that? You're the reason I even put this clip in, because you're the skeptic. And you're the one that's like, it's the brain, it's this, it's that. All these people are just making shit up and they're delusional. And I'm playing this, and now
I'm just checking the chat. This is a good time for me to do this.
But why would it be boring to you? Wouldn't you go
crashing out?
Here's a guy who's like me. I need to see what he thinks.
Ricky says, I'm deep in thought. Thrill says, Tech, this is boring. A lot of ones, though, that say keep going. When chat rate goes down, it seems like chat may not be engaged or they're really engaged. So it's hard to say. So this is the time that we took to do that. And while we were doing this, I was going to get Bunny to talk about herself so Bunny has more airtime. Bunny, what did your dad do for work?
My real dad was a drug dealer, and I think that's all he's ever done. I asked my mama not that long ago, like, hey, what did he do? And she said, I think he just sold drugs. So there's that. But my stepdad, he's an electrical engineer.
Oh, okay. My dad's been in like management his whole life. That's it.
Oh.
Bunny, you
like
ever
managing what?
He's managed fast food places, car dealerships, transportation in like the city, like buses and stuff. He was a helicopter
managed to be a shitty father.
He was a helicopter tour pilot for the Grand Canyon. He was a dental assistant. He's had a lot of jobs.
Shit.
A lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of.
What were you
Yeah.
going to say, Jaffe?
What'd you call me?
I said Jaffe.
She said Jaffe and Daddy at the same time, so
I
it
love
came out
that.
as
I
Jaddy.
said Jaffe.
Why? I don't even
I
know.
think I
Jaddy.
said
Because you guys think I'm super vanilla. I also wouldn't. I've never liked it, and it's very rare it happened to me. So thank God when a woman calls me daddy. Don't call me daddy. I want to be. That's weird.
No, it's not.
It's weird. It's fucking weird.
I'll tell you,
Yeah, what?
No.
You know what I heard? Speaking
Yeah,
of your
don't
speaking, yeah, don't talk. Not for you. You know what I heard about? You said your dad was a helicopter pilot, Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I just learned
tours, yeah.
today that there are parts of the Grand Canyon that you can't fly over, you can't go to.
I've said that.
And there are Google Maps that have areas blurred out, and they say, "Oh, that's for spiritual reasons." Or this, that, or the other, but there's a lot of theories that
There's a lot of theories that there's treasure down there.
Well, I don't think it's
I've
treasure.
mentioned this
Okay, well, wait a
before.
minute. I don't think it's treasure.
No, there's
Indiana Bunny. I don't think it's treasure.
No, there's a theory that who's the I can't names.
It's my dad.
names. Alexander the Great, maybe, or one of those people.
Hamilton.
He hid something down in there. There's a theory.
Alexander
about that, and
the
that's
Great
part.
came to America.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Alexander the Great. That's what I'm saying. I read this
Alexander
a long time
Hamilton?
ago. It was somebody big, and the theory is that they hid whatever they hid It would be where the Grand Canyon is
My-
what it's. I'm telling you, I read this a long time ago. I'm not saying I believe it,
My
but it's a
understanding
theory.
is they discovered some very weird hieroglyphics that are kind of ancient civilizations and things like that, and they don't want us to know about them. But you know, hey, Alexander,
I'll find
Jaffe,
what I'm talking about.
How long is it going to take you, Jaffe, to do your face paint?
shut up. We're gonna go back to the guy.
All right. Okay. Go pee while you do
What's
this,
sort
though.
of strange is that the experiences are there aren't an infinite number of them, right? It's not
Listen
like
to what
some
he's
people
saying
sleep
right
in
here, Tech.
sandwiches and
I'm
other people
listening,
sleep
but I'm
in
gonna go
rooms,
pee.
right? It's like they fall into some like 3 or 4 basic buckets, right? And that's across culture, throughout through history, and which sort of argues for a sort of seminal human experience rather than just a sort of function of brain chemistry and essentially drugs, right? Endogenous drugs being released in your brain in your final moments. So there are a lot of people, very well credentialed, smart people, who are like, listen, these accounts amount to evidence of an afterlife, right? Sorry, like that. There's so many of them. They're so consistent. How do you explain this shit? Like, come on. Right. And then there's other people, well credentialed, equally smart, et cetera, like nonsense. I'm a neuroscientist. I'm a neurochemist. You know, like,
See, this
we
is
can
what
explain all this through, you put fighter pilots in a human.
This is what Tech is saying, right? But this is what becomes interesting. And Rogan actually has an amazing point here.
When centrifuge spin them to 5Gs, they will see a tunnel of light. They will see God. They will experience their entire life in one moment, blah, blah, blah. Epileptics, same thing. We can reproduce all of this in the lab. Like, this isn't evidence of anything, right?
But isn't the problem with that you're actually killing a person when you're spinning them into centrifuge? You are opening that door. Whether you're opening that door in a safe manner, you're still opening that door.
Absolutely. An older,
which I thought was very, very interesting because it does kind of take that point of like you can recreate this, but you have to bring someone to the brink of death in order to recreate it, right? And I'll save you the whole thing because I think it's fascinating. But where it really gets interesting though is he goes on to talk about how he's like even these life reviews that a lot of people talk about that you have in near-death experiences where you die and then you go back and experience your life sometimes through the point of view of someone that hurt you or that you hurt or whatever. He talks about gamma being released in massive amounts in the brain upon death. And they know this from a couple studies he talks about. And that triggers old memories. Right. So he's like, I get all of these things that you can check. And he comes out of this and says, look, I'm still an atheist. He says, here's the part I can't really square. And I've never thought about this, but I think it's a really good point, which is, he says, a lot of this stuff, he's like, we can put people on LSD and we know it'll fuck up the brain. But one person, he says, will hallucinate a ham sandwich and somebody else will hallucinate a kangaroo. It's like we know the drug works, but there aren't commonalities to the visions. He's like, but with near death, it's the seeing. In fact, I will just play that point because that's the takeaway for me, where the guy emerges and says, look, I'm still an atheist. I don't know what's going on. And I'm willing to concede a lot of this shit, but this one point. Yeah, go ahead, Bunny.
There's a lot of I've watched hours and hours of this stuff, and there are a lot of stories out there of people who were Christian when they went in, and then they come out and they're not Christian. Like they're like, we had it completely wrong. Yeah, I have to find the guy that interviews all these people because I've seen some with like neurosurgeons that completely like changed their career path to study this stuff because they had one. And then that guy, this is probably one of the craziest ones I heard. He interviewed a guy for his book where that guy came out of his surgery and he had died on the table. And he was telling the surgeon stuff that his grandma had told him when he was little that like only he remembered. He said it was something he had never told his wife. And the surgeon interviewed the surgeon, like the other surgeon and stuff.
And confirmed it?
He confirmed it. And he said when he first told him, it freaked him out. And he told that man never to come back to his office again.
Oh, I want to see that.
And then he called him back the next day.
I would love to read that book.
Amazing.
I would love to read that book.
Yeah.
But this is the point, though, Tech, that you really should watch. because I honestly do want to know what Tech thinks, because he is coming into this as the most skeptical of the three of us for sure.
Yeah.
These visits are not necessarily hours. She scowled. And then Dad showing up. Brain, when you die with the gamma and are resuscitated and report their memories like I was able to, they are received by the dead, right? The dead come to receive them. Sometimes it's your father. Sometimes it's a friend who died decades earlier. But the dead come to receive the dying in the way that my father did. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know, I get it. You give everyone LSD and they all have hallucinations, and the dying brain produces hallucinations, but it's sort of odd. Like, okay, you stir up the memory banks of the brain when you die with the gamma and all that stuff. So, all right, so suddenly I'm 5 years old and we're playing by the swimming pool. And now suddenly I'm camping with my buddy at 12. And so, yeah, there's a whole array of memories. That's different than Dad showing up. Like Dad showing up saying, come with me into the afterlife. That's not exactly memory recall, right? That's something else, right? So, and then I started talking to hospice nurses, and it's super common experience. What are they doing? They're having conversations with people in the room that no one else can see. They're having conversations with the dead who are clearly there to take them. Like, it's okay, come with me. It happened to my mother.
It happened to me. It happened to my dad, not me. It happened to my dad.
She suddenly scowled. In her last hours, she scowled and looked up at the corner. Was like,
and this is really key here. I had to watch it a few times, and stick solid. I'll answer your question in a second. This is really crucial what he says here.
And said, what's he doing here? And she had a terrible relationship with her brother who had died in his 50s, like decades earlier, right? And I just guessed. I was like, Mom, that's Uncle George, and he's come a very long way to see you, and you have to be nice to him. And she frowned, and she said, we'll see about that.
But here's the reason that matters.
It continues into the afterlife, right?
Oh, my God.
It's not over when you die, right? It goes on, right? There's a sequel to this, right? So these visits are not necessarily a sort of benevolent, like, oh, the dying, sort of need some kind of comfort, and they manufacture a vision of a loved one to make them feel better. It's not quite that either. And then
right, I think that's really relevant, right? Because it's not. Yeah, it's like, even if your brain were making this up for comfort, why would some people manifest people that don't bring comfort, but they are dead, right? And this is the last part. Then he's done.
And there's super poignant stories. I talked to a hospice nurse who was taking care of an older gentleman who was dying painlessly, no morphine at all, so of clear mind, right? In his 80s or 70s or 80s, and in his last 12 hours or so, the nurse that I talked to said that the man looked and he was like, Barbara. Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Like, oh, thank God you're here. So the nurse, who's been through this a million times, says, okay, he's in his last hours now. This is the end game, right? Thank God, because he's dying and it's, needs to resolve. And so she went into the kitchen where the wife was and said, I think we're in the last stages. He's seeing someone in the room. He seems very, very happy to see her. It's someone named Barbara. Does that name mean anything to you? So the wife says, yes, that was his one true love. So, of course, the nurse is like, oh, my God, I stepped in it, right? And then she goes, that was our 19-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Right. I mean, how do you tell that story and not start crying, right? I mean, it's like, so that kind of story is super, super common. So in my mind, right, I'm like, okay, I buy the centrifuge, I buy the, endogenous DMT and the blah, blah, the gamma. I get it. What I don't understand is the consistency of the visions of the dead coming to, like my father did. I mean, I get that we hallucinate in times of extreme stress, but not that. I don't get the content being consistent across cultures, across ages, manners of death, like on and on. Like, what? Really? Like, how do you like? So to me, that doesn't prove there's a quote afterlife, but it raises a legitimate question. What is it we're talking about here?
All right, so there you go. So that I don't understand. Relax. Can we not have an actual conversation about something fascinating? The chat is, anyway, the point is there's the video, there's the conversation about near-death experiences. I don't even imagine Tech was paying attention. I mean, what's the point? What's the point?
I was paying attention.
So, I mean, here's a guy who basically believed like you do. He's still an atheist at the end of the day, but I don't know. I'm not saying I walk away from this and believe. I don't know what to believe. I'm still agnostic, but I do walk away from this going, that's pretty compelling. And I've seen it with my own dad. I saw him seeing people in the room.
Yeah.
And it's a very common thing. And even when these guys are saying, yes, but it could be gamma, it could be this, it could be that, there is still this point of why is it consistent though? So after that, and after you did your research today, Tech, let's go to Bunny first, because Bunny's less skeptical. Do you believe in these deathbed visitations? Do you think it's just in the brain, or do you think there's something actually going on?
No, I think there's something going on, but I think I want there to be something going on.
I do too.
It's probably a big part. I'm telling you, watching stuff about near-death experiences is like the one thing that makes me feel really good. Like, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hello?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It kind of is really exciting. Like, what is it? What's over there? I want to know. Like, it makes me not be so, like, freaked out about death, I guess. It's kind of an exciting adventure. I want it to be real.
I was flirting with you.
Yeah.
Didn't go so.
Jaffe, sometimes you gotta put that to the side when somebody is saying really smart stuff.
I liked
like
your
me
smart.
right now.
I liked it. And I'm with you. Tech, what's your takeaway?
It's fucking stupid. Sorry. Your brain is making you see shit. That's all it is. There ain't nothing else to it.
Well, then I hope it does it forever after I'm dead.
I hope so too. I hope so for you. For me also, it'd be cool. But it's like, there's no way. There's just no way, dude. Your brain just makes you see things, Jaffe. It's how it works.
Well, again, he's acknowledging that. He's talking about these are the things that we can square away and say the brain does this. It releases DMT.
In his story about how there was a story about how he was talking to other people in the room and it seemed to be like credible information. Yeah, for every one credible story
that's not
given,
this guy. That's not this guy. That was Bunny.
No, he said there was a story in there about credible information or whatever, right?
He didn't experience any of that. He acknowledged,
not him specifically. He acknowledged that some people report that.
Yeah, and he also acknowledges that near-death experience, he said, is a shady, slimy cottage industry that's clearly there to manipulate people.
Yeah.
He did. He did. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. Let's put it in the chat. Let's do a poll as we walk away from this delightful topic.
We'll do a poll. I wanted to acknowledge a comment. Thank you, Leave It to Bubby. She says, thank you to everyone
who supported from together.
Thank you to everyone that supported from the Money Train.
Likes,
subscribed, and commented. Thank you, everyone, for being here and supporting the stream today.
Supporting the stream tonight.
Tonight.
Thank you.
Wink.
Thanks. Leave it to Bubby. We appreciate it, buddy. All right. Well, so let's put a poll up. Do you believe, yes, no, or maybe, that near-death experiences are, let me even make it better. Do the dead come to take us when we die? Yes, no, or maybe. That's what I'd like to know. After that, here's what's happening. We are going into the cellar. We are doing face paint, I believe, compliments of Canty Canty. It will be a competition between me and Tech. There will be like a 15-minute break. This stream will end. Not yet, but the stream will end. And it will be broadcast on this channel, but it will be a separate stream. Hello, Hector. So just come back to the channel if you're interested. If you want to be part of it, it is free. It's not free chat, but it's an event stage in the Discord. So we can take calls, come on. Yeah, coming in like 15 minutes after this ends. But we're not ending yet. We're gonna run through my ducats on the because I bought $20 more worth of tokens, so that's at least
no more.
Well, we're waiting for the poll. My dad flatlined and he wouldn't talk about it. All he would say is he wasn't afraid to die. Yeah. Hopkins says higher planes, reincarnations, Mandela dimensions. It is, there's a lot of neat, weird shit going on out there, and I'm excited. I love talking about it. But I did have a bit of an existential crisis about it today, but I'll save that for the next show if people are interested.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, here we go. Here we go. I have 150 gems left. Fuck it. I want the girl on my desk, and I'm going to get her.
You got to get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jaffe. I can send you one of these.
It's not about that. It's about having the adventure. You just don't want.
You gotta pay to
this
play.
Is what the afterlife's gonna be like.
You gotta pay to get it shipped to you.
You just don't want anything. You want to work for anything tech. This is how men get work done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not like that, but
I have one of these at home.
You do not.
Why don't you try for the one
Yeah.
that's by itself right there?
Which
Her
one?
name is Sarah.
Which
She's really
the one-
pretty.
Which one, Bunny?
Farthest to the left is that one?
The one in the white, or the one in the black?
The one with the skirt, the white.
The one
yeah,
that's
on the
just
left.
farthest to the left. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
really see what it is. Yeah, try for that one.
Look, Jaffe.
Thanks, pal.
Nope. Alexander Hamilton.
Okay, so I need to go over a little bit, right? And go.
Yeah.
I didn't go over far enough.
There was an earthquake this year that actually hit Myanmar, and a lot of the monks lost their lives. If they were such a good mind readers, why didn't they know the earthquake was coming? Because Tracy didn't warn them, Tracy.
Monks don't read minds, Tracy.
All right, so do you believe that the dead come to take you when you die? 33% yes, 24% no, 21% maybe, and 21% Bunny X Jaffe date when? Question mark?
Bunny's not going to want to go out with me if I don't solve this.
You don't win a prize.
This is Bunny's version of me taking her to Red Lobster.
Yeah. Gotta do this.
Oh, it's not far enough, Jaffe.
I know. It's hard to know though, because it's not real time. It's It's like it's almost like a weird charge mechanic. Okay.
You almost got it.
You gotta stop playing this game, Jaffe.
Well, I gotta go through my tokens. I only have 3 plays left.
Yeah, he's got it.
I'm gonna go to an easier one though. I need
Chad, can we get to the plushy ones, the soft ones? Chat, ones if you want to keep seeing Jaffe play a video game.
No, we're about to wrap the stream up. There's nothing else to do.
Two, if you want to see Jaffe do the what was it, the bubble dance, the bubble boy
Jaffe's
dance?
not doing anything except doing this and prepping for the.
Why won't Jaffe laugh? Why won't he?
I
have
laugh
fun?
all the time, idiot.
He won't dance.
Well, I won't dance.
Why?
Why?
You took swing lessons.
Watch this.
Oh, that might be it. Might be a winner. No.
2 more shots.
You gotta go all the way.
On the edge.
Yeah, all the way to the right and then bottom.
Go all the way to the right?
Yeah.
All right, it's my last chance. Here we go.
Those aren't laying on each other, so it's easier to pick them up.
Yeah. You don't want the ones that are laying.
Yeah, but there's an edge of the.
You're edging.
Shit. You'll have to see.
Got this.
It's really hard to know where to. Like.
There's a charge mechanic.
Yeah, it is a charge mechanic. Bullshit.
Oh.
All right, that's all we got. That's all she wrote, boys. All right, fellas. I'm not getting ripped off. I already paid for it. That's it. That's it. That's all we got. Now listen, In about 15 to 20 minutes, this very channel will be hosting the first ever Madhouse Cellar. That's all because of you guys and your wonderful generosity and kindness. We really do appreciate the support you give the show. We'll be going over there, and we will be competing, Tech and I, to put on the best makeup based on whatever you guys theme. It can be really whatever you want. Yeah. But in the meantime, that's the show. And we didn't spin the wheel though, Tech. We gotta. Did you put all the $5 on the wheel that people gave $5? You forgot, didn't you?
I got most of them. You need to answer some super chats in there.
Okay, I'll answer some super chats, and then because this is for the emote, if you win, hit up Tech. Tell us what you want the emote to be. All right, Nemo says he gave 10. He wants to be on the wheel.
I'm getting to it. You gotta read the super chat.
All right, Troy Branch, thank you, buddy. Philip Zieba has fun short conspiracy videos on stuff like pyramids and Grand Canyon. I will put that. Is he on YouTube as well? Philip Zieba. Let's see. All right, good. He's got a. Oh. All right, I got it. I'll take a look at it. They call him TikTok's. This guy calls him TikTok's worst conspiracy theorist, but I'll give him a look. Stick solid. Thank you, buddy. Jaffe, honest question. Would you have let Tech date your daughter if you knew he worked an honest 9-to-5 job and packed a lunch? Just curious. No, because you know why?
The packed lunch part's where he draws the line.
Right. Because my daughter's a grown-ass woman. She doesn't need my permission to date whoever she wants, clearly. Why would I, so what I've never understood that whole trope that the dad has any say at all with who his daughter wants to be with or date or whatever. When they're in high school, sure, you want to make sure that your daughter's safe and everything. But now, I hope she's having a safe, good time. Bunny in Tech says, Stick, what are your opinions on Jaffe belittling blue-collar workers and their chosen... Oh, Lord.
It's disgusting, Stick. I agree.
Why is it you like Stick more than me? You always stick up for him.
It's just
you always
funny.
stick up for him.
Because you take him so serious. I even think he's trolling you with all of this. I don't think he's being serious.
Of course he's trolling me with all this. Wink.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Cat Game says, Tech, take your shirt off. Says, take it off again. Come on, chat, says K-Nubs. Let's get Tech oiled up for the gold door. Mish says Macarena. Butterfly Game.
I read.
All right.
I read all those.
Thank you, guys. Very,
just
very
the last
much.
3.
All right, now.
Are you ready?
Do you have it? Yeah. Watch your stream.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what this is for, if you don't remember, and we're going to do this each night, starting Monday. It'll start. Well, we're doing it tonight, but we'll start the new emotes Monday, and they'll stay up for a week. Whoever wins this. Hit Tech up in the DM. He will tell us, you will tell him what emote you want for the YouTube. And that will basically be an emote everyone can use for a week. So here we go. Spin the wheel.
You ready?
Yep.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Oh, I'm missing one.
Who?
Very important one. I'm missing Canty.
And don't forget Nemo. Nemo says he got robbed.
I got Nemo. Nemo's on there.
Is he on there twice?
Twice. Nemo's up here 1 time. He's down here 2nd time.
Okay.
Canty was $100, right?
Yep. Canty and Mish were both 100.
All right, so that's 20 entries. Select 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no! This one doesn't count.
This one doesn't count yet. You have to. Yeah.
I'm on 16 for Canty. I need 4 more.
Doesn't count. Nemo says, if I win, it does.
19, 20. All right, that's 20 for Canty.
Here we go.
All right, sorting them. We got Butterfly, Canty, JSD Schneider, K-Nubs, King TL, K-Nubs, Leave It to Bubby, Mish a lot, Neglected Tipples, Nemo, 6 Solid, Troy Branch. All right.
Maggot, thank you, buddy. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. She says, Bunny, I'm so proud of you. Love you, boo.
All right.
Shuffle. All right. And
3, 2, 1.
looks like we got JSD.
Pretty sure I misspelled your name with the last part. I just kind of guessed. But JSD!
Hit us up. Thank you, Barbecue Gamer. Hit us up why are you doing it again?
For fun.
Okay, but it was JSD.
It's just JSD. Oh, and it's also JSD!
So wait a minute. So let's see, do we want to make it that you have to be in the chat at the end?
No, they spent their money, hard-earned money.
All right, that's fine.
Just send me a DM
All
on
right,
Discord.
JSD, send a DM. If it turns out he doesn't get one by tomorrow and he's not on the show tomorrow, then we'll let somebody else get it. Oh my God, that was close. That was close.
It would have been close.
All right, let's wrap it up. Because we're going to go down to the cellar.
Yeah! I like spinning the wheel.
Yeah, okay, we can spin it later. Canty. There you go.
Canty.
Okay, enough. Oh,
All right, let's go. No one's stopping you. This is my pleasure.
I know, but it's noisy, and we got to do a song.
Yeah.
JSD! 3 for 3. All right, let's go. Hey, where's my Discord at?
Connor, what do you want? Call in when we go into the cellar, motherfucker. All right, here we go. Fellas, that's been the show. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out with us, spending some time with us. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the generosity, the conversation, just shooting the shit with you guys. We're looking forward to seeing you in the cellar. That's how it's going to be over on Discord if you want to actually join in. If you want to watch it here on YouTube, it'll be broadcast live on YouTube in about 15 minutes. But in the meantime, the Madhouse proper is officially closed. Thank you, guys.
Now, the song today probably goes to JSD for winning. You think it's funny? You double up on it on how much pleasure this man gets in one night. You make him eat a Twinkie.
JSD taking some PCP and seeing all the things his mama said he could never look at.
JSD, what does it mean to be so lucky as a bird flying in the sky? You looked at naughty things with your eye. Bunny.
JSD, I really have to pee. I've been holding it for an hour.
Now
that's gonna be a
golden shower. Goddamn right. Be well, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the cellar. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody. Woo! Smooch, smooch, smooch. Choo, choo.